is insane, you guys.
Yo, this is sexy.
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the PanelsOnPages.com podcast with your host, Lee Rodriguez.
At the end of the day, babies are terrible people, and I'm not sorry for saying it.
Jason Nyes.
Motherfucker, I won best costume.
Jose Guzman.
Yeah, I know nothing about Firestorm except for his hat's always burning.
And Kelly Harris.
Boy, love, it appears we got a penis in the man.
I glued my fucking eyes shut!
I just want to see all these Yelp reviews of Jose's jizz.
Oh, sorry, I knocked over the salt.
Like you had anything better to do.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today is Tuesday, February 27th, 2018, and this is episode number 414 of the PanelsOnPages.com podcast. I'm your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez, and joining me tonight, we got Mr. Jason Nyes.
When are they going to come out with a White Panther movie?
Jose Guzman.
Crickets.
and Kelly Harris.
I am officially make dinner for yourself at 4:30 p.m. years old.
All right. There's nothing wrong with that. I can handle that. Yeah, okay, so first things first. Remember how we said we're going to do a show and like put it up last week in New York? That shit didn't happen.
Oh, I remember that.
I remember one that must have been Sunday night. I turned to Nyes and like, we gonna record that podcast?
And I'm like,
and we all said, oh. And then I said, oh God, thank you. I did not want to do that.
So yeah, you know, the road to hell is paved with the best of intentions. So like, I mean, like, I really thought we'd do it, but turns out, no. So if you're looking forward to that, I apologize. We're gonna talk about all the shit that we would have talked about on that episode today. So you know, you're not gonna feel like you missed out on anything. If you want to, just pretend like this is last week.
Yeah,
in your head.
We got those lukewarm Black Panther and Toy Fair takes this week.
Yeah,
right.
Pretend we're in a hotel and the audio probably isn't that good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, really, this is probably better for everybody. Because I don't know about you, but I was not in a place to be funny on Sunday night.
No.
I mean, we had a good time.
Oh, we had a great time. Like, yeah, don't misunderstand. We had a great time. We were just fucking...
But to sit around and have a focused discussion about our weekend, it was much better just for us all to lounge around, eat Chinese food with our fingers, and watch the All-Star game.
I'm pretty sure Sunday night was the night where I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to bed at 10.
Yeah, and then we went upstairs. Tina and I went upstairs, I don't know, maybe close to midnight. And, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, surely, like, Kelly be up, like, you know, reading or playing something. Like, no, he was just fucking done. Yeah. Legit.
When I say I'm going to bed, I'm going to bed.
I learned that.
No lie, you guys hung out in our room most nights once we got back to the hotel, and I probably would have been asleep hours earlier than I actually was had it not for been you guys hanging out. Not looking to gift horse whatsoever.
On Tuesday night, once we got home, I fell asleep watching TV at like 5:30, woke up at 6:30 and said, fuck it, I'm going to bed.
Yep.
And then slept until my alarm went off the next morning at 7:15.
Those were early mornings and late nights. You know, not as late as some of those C2E2 and New York Comic Con nights used to get, but it was a hard schedule to hit. So
a hard schedule that was not exactly focused. We kind of got to make our own schedule for the most part,
right.
But it was still very, very...
I'm just talking about more so getting there in the morning and getting back at night.
Yeah.
They're long days.
Yeah, for sure. But, you know, had a fucking blast.
Yep.
Hello. We'll talk in depth about all that in just a little bit.
Yeah, you guys gotta tell me what you saw at Toy Fair.
Yeah. But I did see, not at Toy Fair, but at the fucking Japan ship mecca.
I was going to say, do we want to go through this kind of chronologically?
Yeah, why not?
Might as well.
Why not?
Might as well.
So I landed first.
Like, and also an hour early, which is not how planes work.
Yeah, I still don't understand that, because it took the right amount of time when I went home. Like, I was on the plane for 2.5 hours. On the way there, I was only on there for an hour and a half. I don't understand it.
Yeah,
Maybe you got one of them tailwinds.
Yeah,
It
maybe.
must have.
I've been having the same issue lately with flights where, you know, it says you take off at 1:55 and you're supposed to land at 5:15, and then you get on the plane and they say, yeah, so it'll be a 2 hour and 5 minute flight. And I'm like, wait, what? Are we going through time zones? I don't think so. So where the fuck?
Like, the ticket information always gives you the local time you land.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, guess I'm just going to sit here and eat a bagel.
So have they just been fucking around up in the air all this time? Like, they could be getting places quicker, but they're just, might as well just waste some fuel while we got all these assholes on this plane. Try and sell them some credit cards or some snack boxes or headphones.
So I landed in LaGuardia, as did Lee, and boy, LaGuardia is a real shithole.
Yeah, it's like one of the worst airports I've ever been in my fucking life.
Well, I
we're
mean,
doing JFK next year.
It's under a lot of construction right now, but I've always preferred LaGuardia. But we drove past it on the way to JFK, and we're like, oh, God, they were not kidding about the construction.
No. So I land, and immediately I was like, all right, I got to take a shit. So I go into the first bathroom I can find. There's 3 stalls. The first I look in, and it looks as though someone tried to flush one of those 5-pound chocolate Easter bunnies down the toilet, and were very unsuccessful about it. The other 2 toilets, I had to look back and forth at to judge which had less piss on it.
Ugh.
Because, good lord, there was more on the toilet than in.
To those listening that piss standing up in stalls in public, lift the goddamn seat. Or if you're not going to lift the goddamn seat, make it into the bowl. And if you're not able to make it into the bowl, wipe up your goddamn piss, goddammit. Fuck.
Like, are these people jumping up and down while they're peeing? Like, so I finally clean off the toilet. I pick the one, clean off the toilet, I'm using it. And as I'm using it, I hear like a worker come in, opens up the first stall, and then I hear him talking to a walkie-talkie. Oh yeah, that's real bad. I'll put a sign up on it.
Oh shit, God. Frank, we're gonna need backup. Get out the big plunger.
And then I also, at one point before the guy came in to put the sign on, I heard someone open that door to try and use it and go, oh!
Fucking terrible.
But everything after that wasn't that bad, though. There was a point when Lee landed, I was like, you know what? I had to go to the bathroom anyway, so I had to pee. So I was like, I'll go find you, because I had lost my spot. So I tried to find Lee, and I asked some employees for directions on where to find him, because he was in a certain area, and I didn't know where that was. I was told 3 different answers, 2 of which were wrong.
Jesus Christ.
Welcome to New York.
I was like, motherfuckers, you work here. You should know
the
this.
best is when you get into a New York taxi, you tell them where you want to go, and they ask, where's that?
Where? Oh, my God. Well, even though we're doing this in chronological order, you brought it up, so we have to tell this story. So we hung out with Jose's niece, Destiny, and her boyfriend while in town. And he's from Bangladesh. And we find out that this motherfucker just got a job, and he is learning to drive on the job, and his job is as a cab driver. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I hear it now.
You hear that now?
Yeah, now I hear it.
I think it's Jose.
Jose, did you hear that static?
What's that?
Were you fucking with your mic at all just then?
No.
All right. Well, we'll keep an ear out for it. It was pretty bad, though. I was thinking it was me for a second there.
Good kid.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it explains a lot
Beautiful hair.
as to what the fuck is going on with New York City cab drivers. Is that as soon as they come off the boat or the plane, they're sticking them in a cab and trying to teach them how to drive while they're picking up fares. Holy shit.
Which is really, really scary.
Oh, yeah.
But that story checks out.
It does.
We did not get a cab, but we had nothing but pleasant Uber experiences all fucking weekend.
Well,
Yep.
Digging that Uber.
We'll get to that.
So we get to Kelly and I rendezvous, go drop our bags off at the hotel, and on the way out, almost got accosted by dude who's like there for the Marriott Vacation Club trying to sell us a timeshare. So I was like, what are you guys here for? We're like, yeah, we're for a toy fair. Like, oh, yeah, so I think you might come back to see it at some point, maybe with your spouse. And Kelly's just,
Awful presumptuous of you, sir.
You don't know my fucking life, hotel guy.
Sir,
But-
I enjoy a big bear.
And look at this son of a bitch. But the entire time,
Call
we
me
were kinda
Teddy
planning the
Roosevelt.
trip. Yeah. Speak softly and carry a big stick. Am I right, fellas? All right. Up top, hotel guy. So getting ready for the trip, Tito was trying to be was being our New York sage.
Yeah.
And I lived in Chicago for a while. Like, I'm not exactly a stranger to the big city life. But still, I appreciate the tips and advice. And so he said right away, he's like, don't fucking take any CDs. They'll ask you for $10, and don't fucking take any pictures with the weirdos. Which, like, why do we take pictures of the weirdos anyway? But our hotel was like, it was on Times Square.
Yeah.
Like, it was Broadway
on the corner of Weirdo and Topless.
Yeah.
Didn't
We
see
walk
any
out on the
topless
street.
ones.
And within a minute, like literally within a minute, we had a dude handing us CDs and Nightmare Minnie Mouse walking at us like arms spread, like, you want that picture? I'm like, no.
My friend, take picture, my friend.
No, we don't. It's terrifying, Asian Minnie.
Because so many of these, like, they weren't really masks. They were more hats. And it just kind of looked like they had skinned whatever character they were pretending to be and wore their head as a trophy.
They are masks, but they're also sick of it and lazy and tired. They wear the masks on the top of their head so they can breathe and they can see.
But, like, they always had people crowding around for pictures. I don't fucking understand.
No.
Like, they were not ever hard up for motherfuckers to give them $10. It was very strange.
Except when there's 90 of them in one area.
Except for that was a bit of a market saturation issue, I think, is what they call that in the biz. But we bummed around Times Square for a little bit before making our pilgrimage to the Image Anime Company, and holy shit. That's one of those places you go to put stores like that sometimes, and it's like, oh, this is cool shit that I've never actually seen anywhere in my life in person. And it was like wall to wall awesome shit. And Kelly and I both are like, well, good thing we only decided to spend the cash in our pockets because we'd be in a lot of trouble.
It's like going to a casino.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it really is.
Don't hit the ATM. Don't do it.
Yeah. Lots of really, really cool shit. Good staff, and it wasn't overly crowded. There was a lot of stuff, but they left you plenty of room to walk around and whatever.
The nice thing was how deep the store was.
Yeah.
So deep.
Did it put the butt to sleep?
It might have, in fact, put the butt to sleep. But Kelly and I managed we got the last two build Rabbit Tank figure arts, and damn, that's a nice figure.
Yeah, it's a really nice figure.
The little bottles on his belt he used to change in the show come off on the figure. These tiny, 16th inch tall little bottles, and they're totally
And there's
functional.
no goddamn reason for that.
Nah, they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do that at all. That's just because they could.
Besides assholes like you commenting on how awesome it is.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and then with the belt, you can even crank it.
Yeah. The handle on the belt turn is fucking ridiculous. It's stupid level of detail. It's very nice. But I also bought this little Kotobukiya Optimus Prime model and built that over the weekend, and it was precious. It's cute as hell.
That's the guy that got counted out, right?
That's the one.
Kenny Omega's golden lover, Kotobukiya.
And add a bonus, while I was building the model, I watched more Good Place. And, that's always a good time. Good Place has quickly become background noise in the best possible way.
Yeah, same thing for Mary.
Damn, it's good.
She keeps calling it her.
Damn, it's good.
She keeps calling it her office, and I'm like, chill out.
I like it a lot. Like it may not be there yet, but it's gonna be there for me.
I'm not disputing it's good, but like when you're comparing your love for a show to my love of The Office, you need to put in a few more years there, sister.
Fucking fake nerds, am I right?
I got miles on this one.
Met up with Tito while we were there. He fucking texted us. He's like, "Hey, we're at the hotel." I'm like, "Great, we're at this place. Here's the address." And then 47 seconds, he walked in the door.
Yeah, because we were like,
that?
well, we should, because we were thinking like we could meet him back, and like, well, we still got a lot of this left. Meet us here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst
And, like,
case, we'll meet you on the way.
Yeah, we'll probably meet you halfway, And he just fucking materialized through the door.
Yeah, we still had like a good third of the shop left to go through when Tito showed up.
Tracking
and
you guys
really,
on
like,
Grindr.
it was not. And it was not long. Like, it was super fucking fast. He was just
It's his city.
running down the street.
It's his city. He knows all the warp zones. He can apparate wherever he pleases.
Yeah, exactly.
Hitting the fucking city skyline like the Ninja Turtles.
Just stood over one of those piss grates and just fell down into it.
He's got little fucking bug out bags all around the city.
Wait, is that what those grates are for? Are you supposed to pee down those?
I mean, if you got
I
to.
mean, I don't know if they're supposed to, but
You wouldn't be the first.
yeah.
But is that like why they built them? They knew like hobos would piss on the street, so they just gave them grates to pee down?
No, Kelly. No.
Oh, okay.
It's their
And that's why
vents.
Kelly waited for me in the airport.
They're vents for the subway.
Well,
Oh.
they're vents so that the underdwellers can breathe, sometimes see the city light.
Right.
so the Rat King can see the sunlight.
Yeah.
How else are you going to get the pizzas down there?
Pizza guy's got 30 seconds.
122 and an 8, am I right? But yeah, we did the whole thing though on the way. We hit up a card, got myself a street wiener, got a pretzel.
Yep. Lee
Oh.
tricked me because he he bought me a pretzel as a trick, and I did not realize it. He bought a hot dog and a pretzel because he was like, "Oh, what are you gonna get?" I'm like, "Oh, I'll get a pretzel." So he bought a hot dog and a pretzel. He's just gives me the pretzel. He goes, "Here, can you hang on to this for a second?" And I was like, all right. So while he's like situating his hot dog, and then I was about to order, he goes, "No, there's your pretzel." It's a wonderful.
Well, I was gonna eat the pretzel too, but I was out of hands at that point. I'm like, fuck it, have a pretzel. I do not think this through. No. Yeah. And then so we went back to the hotel, waited on the boys, and got
Oh, no.
accosted
We did
by-
other stuff though. You can't forget the other stuff we did.
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah, you're right. We did.
Went to Midtown.
Yeah.
And man, let me tell you something. There's some steps to walk up there, and I can't imagine fat people do very well.
Yeah.
No.
But I like the stairs.
There is
Yeah,
one.
definitely a one-way street scenario for sure.
Yeah, there is one subway station near the B&H, near the Javits Center, where the stairs to get out of the subway station are like it might as well be the stairway to heaven. You get halfway up and you're like, stairs,
Going
man.
into the light.
Could you imagine
Midtown
having?
was cool. There was a lot more Japan shit in it than I would have thought.
Yeah, but we both did that thing where we're walking around like looking for shit that we just bought, ready to be angry if we found it for cheaper, but we didn't. So it's okay.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah, Image Anime, I ended up buying that Kamen Rider figure, Godzilla vinyl figure from his Shin Godzilla design, which is awesome, and a Pikachu model, which I have not built yet. I think it's from like the same company that did Lee's Optimus
think so,
Prime
yeah.
model.
Yeah.
And then I also grabbed a blind box Kamen Rider pin. I did not realize when I bought it there were 12 different pins, and I really only wanted like one or two of them. And I got the one I wanted.
Nice.
What
Yeah,
luck.
it was a New York miracle.
It was. So yeah, we went to Midtown. That was a lot of fun. It's a cool store. It's kind of tightly packed, like I will say.
It is. That's New York, baby.
Yeah.
We build up, not out.
Yeah.
And I've honestly never seen so many employees at a comic shop.
There was a lot.
There was a lot of dudes, and like a lot of them were just hovering, just watching.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah, make sure you weren't fucking stealing nothing, you goddamn degenerate.
Because remember the
you
story?
gotta. Yeah, I'm not saying it's wrong. I get it.
Remember the story about the motherfucker shoplifting and then jumping out the window?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I regret nothing. Splat.
He's just got arms full of 90s image books.
Oh, and it was around this time that Lee and I also started stopping at every 99-cent pizza place we could find.
Which is so
We did eat a fair amount of 99-cent pizza.
Which is so funny that you guys were hitting 99-cent pizza on Friday, because after you left on Monday, Lee, Kelly, Jose, and I got pizza from a place across the street from the hotel. We got 3 pieces each and a drink. It was fucking $60.
Jesus.
It all depends on what side of Times Square you're buying.
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
Shit.
And they all had toppings, you know, it wasn't just cheese slices.
Yeah, it was actually, and the $60 pizza was worth it. That was really good.
Oh yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It's good pizza, but you walk a couple blocks down, you're getting that piece for $3, not $5.50.
Yeah, no, we walked in this one place, and it just, this little shithole place, very much cash only, but I got 2 slices of pizza and a Coke for $3.50.
Yeah.
That was the funny thing about that place, where I was like, wait a minute. The soda's just as much as a slice of pizza.
Probably cost them less to make the pizza.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good for a 99-cent. It met my expectations for 99-cent pizza.
Totally.
I legit have never had a bad piece of pizza in New York. Like, I rarely have bad pieces of pizza, but I've had a couple in my life. But you can't really go wrong.
Yeah, it was delightful. It's a good time. Can't complain about it one bit. It was wonderful.
Yeah,
you guys tossed out of our sitting spot in the hotel lounge for sitting too long and not ordering a beverage. But, the cocktails were $17 and fuck a bunch of that.
There's a 1 drink minimum to sit on those chairs.
And you said, fine, I'll take 2 waters. And your finest basket of bread.
What do you have in the way of saltines? But that is when I decided I was wondering to myself, because this is a massive hotel. And I'm like, how long do you think you could just live in this lobby area unnoticed? Or just looking like, if you just every once in a while get up and walk with purpose, how long could you just live here? And I figured 2.5 weeks.
But you definitely have to buy something here and there.
Yeah.
And you gotta
just you're spending money. No one's gonna say nothing. You get a drink here and there. Eat a lunch.
Throw a tip down.
Yeah. I think it would go longer than you might think. Because at some point, ships start to change. The ships start to change, and people don't remember you. And there's so many people walking around, you just become a faceless fucking apparition.
Yeah, you got to keep moving. You got to work on the shift changes, and you got to change your clothes constantly.
Yeah.
At least your shirt.
Shirt.
And the giant elevator would make that very easy to do.
And maybe have a hat so you can swap hats out. And you really want to fuck with them? Shave now and then.
Well, you know who would catch on? The lady who wanted to take pictures of shirts.
I forgot about that.
She's undercover.
Lee and Kelly had a whole adventure before we got there.
We really did. We took New York on our own. But yeah, so after we got kicked out of the lobby part that we were in, we moved to a different area where it was Lee, Tito, and I were sitting down, and this woman comes over to Lee and wanted to see his T-shirt, and then revealed that she takes pictures of T-shirts. And
she was like, I want to take a picture of your face, don't worry. And I'm like, what? Am I not handsome enough for your fucking face photos?
No, because she's only taking pictures of crotches.
Straight up undercover dick picking.
Still, didn't even bother to see what shirt I was wearing.
No, No, took a picture of my shirt, made a big deal out of it. Like, got Tito's hoodie and T-shirt, and was flabbergasted. Like, what is that on your shirt? Oh, is that a sword? Like, yes, it's clearly a fucking sword. But she was like flabbergasted.
She's into the Browns.
And didn't even like look in Kelly's direction. Like he was like a non-issue, like made of mist.
Like I may as well have just not been wearing a shirt.
If you
wasn't wearing a pretty cool shirt that day.
Yeah, I like that shirt.
Man, if you were Lee's husband, you would have been giving him the silent treatment the rest of Toy Fair.
Go get your fucking picture taken now, huh? Take your fucking pictures now. But no, then we met up. The boys finally got there, and the fucking adventure continued. Son.
Yeah, we rolled up to our. We had 2 double occupancy hotel rooms, and no lie, the nicest hotel rooms we've ever stayed in New York, probably.
Those rooms are awesome.
As far as
minus no fridge.
No fridge. That sucks.
Fridge
and,
game could have been a little tight.
and no silverware. But like huge space, which you do not find in New York. A fold-out couch. Come the fuck on. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but like a love seat pull-out couch.
Yeah,
kind of great. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, and we had 2 of them.
Which I joked when I saw it. I was like, "Oh, that's cute. I'm not sleeping on it." I slept on it.
He did. He sure did. Could have made the young buck sleep on it, but no.
She just broke her back.
True. Well, you could have shared a bed then.
I'm giving her space.
You're a good Uncle Jose.
You know.
We learned we saw the Uncle Joey side of Jose this week last weekend. It was nice.
We did.
Sweet. Uncle Joey, straight up Coulier in that motherfucker. Good stuff. So yeah, then it was a matter of just getting our shit together and hanging out, hitting the streets, and then going to see fucking Black Panther Friday night.
You guys got your first Shake Shack before that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you know what?
The most stressful ordering experience I've ever had.
and eating and sitting experience, but
yes,
it's intense. Like,
yeah, it was a high-strung, high-pressure burger environment. That's for sure.
Yeah,
it is definitely.
For me, it was pretty much just a plain hot dog, French fries, and then like Jose looked at Leah and I and said something, and we both said yes. And then we got chocolate ice cream.
And then we got ice cream out of it.
Always say yes.
Just smile and nod, and ice cream comes flowing.
I think that's in the Bible.
Hey.
Jose 4:23.
But
we got to the Regal Cinemas to see Black Panther and went up, no bullshit, 9 escalators to the theater.
The most escalators I've ever seen to get to one single just seat.
Yeah, we're going up one of the escalators. We're going up one of the escalators, and I try to take a picture of the whole group, and then the picture wasn't great, and I was bummed. Luckily, I had 19 other escalators to take a chance at.
Yeah, don't worry. You were going to get that photo. Not a problem. And then we, I think all collectively, had our blackest movie experience of all time.
Yep.
Black Panther.
100%.
But really, like in a good way. It was cool.
Yeah, not like
it was very cool.
Not like shooting at New Jack City type of black movie experience.
Yeah, no, it was cool. You could there was 100% definitely like a vibe in the air, like an energy that was really kind of
an excitement.
Yeah, that was tangible, kind of cool to be a part of. Like it was nice. It was cool.
And it was very neat. As the trailers were going, it was a little loud. People were talking, but as soon as the movie started, it was shh, and everybody behaved themselves. Not saying that they wouldn't, but there is a certain stereotype.
Whoa,
There's a certain stereotype when it comes to black people at movies. Don't deny this.
We talked about this before the show. Just said, you know what? Fuck it. It is what it is.
And what was funny is
we'll talk a little bit more about the movie later. We'll talk about that after the break.
Okay.
Yeah, because we got time. Or should we do that now and just wait for
a lot of shirts, a lot of Black Panther shirts, which was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, not too many people dressed up like Coming to America, but
like 5. There's like a family, which I don't know if it was like that's normal or they were in character. But good on
could be
them.
either one.
They were representing.
I mean, New York is very, for lack of a better word, ethnic. I mean, I said to Lee when we were walking around, like, I don't think I'd ever heard so many different languages in one place before.
It is a diverse melting pot, but even knowing that, I did not expect the crowd to be as strongly black as it was. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. Let me preface everything I say about the audience at Black Panther. There is nothing wrong with this whatsoever. I was just taken aback, because it was Friday night in a Times Square theater. You expect a bunch of fucking tourists, but it was not.
Yeah, and definitely not the case.
The theater was kind of set up to where there were the left-hand side of the theater was 3 seats, and then the aisle, and then the middle rows of the theater, and we were off in the 3 seats on the side, kind of sequestered by ourselves. We weren't necessarily in the thick of things. I'm sure nothing would have gone wrong, but I enjoyed kind of watching from afar.
Yeah, but it was good. No, fuck it. Let's get in. We'll talk Black Panther, then we'll talk Toy Fair after the break.
Cool.
We'll about that time.
And we got a voicemail too. So
yeah, and a voicemail and maybe an email or so. So yeah, we'll hit that. We'll hit all that stuff now.
Yeah.
So yeah, so fucking. I have since that weekend. I saw Black Panther again.
So did Jose and I.
Yeah, I saw it over the weekend here, and I walked out of it in New York thinking, all right, you know what? I really liked it. It's not like I really did enjoy it quite a lot. Like it wasn't like it's not like the world's gift to movies. Like,
no, it's good.
It had to be, but it is very, very good. I definitely think I liked it more the second time, though.
Yes.
And again, the fact that I was balls out exhausted may have had a lot to do with that.
I literally fell asleep a handful of times.
Well, like it was cool because when the jokes hit, like everyone was going crazy, but
you missed.
Sometimes you couldn't hear the next lines.
Right.
Yeah, several. Yeah, and
the
I didn't get that second time so much.
Into that moment that just happened.
It might just be me, but I didn't think like most of the jokes were funny. Like a lot of them didn't land for me, but that might just be because they're not for me.
And it wasn't as jokey as the other Marvel movies. Like they let Shuri be the comedy relief and kind of let T'Challa be chill, cool dude instead of having him be
she's charming as fuck. So I don't mind her being that comic relief.
Yeah, but
she's great.
It works better, so he doesn't have to be snarky, quippy dude. He can just be
for sure.
Cool as fuck.
But he's always really cool.
Yeah.
He's really cool.
It's fucking James Brown and his Black Panther.
No, you're not wrong. No, that's legit.
I honestly think I would have enjoyed the movie more without Shuri as a comedy character. It just she felt out of place in the movie to me. Like it felt like it was a very serious story, and she just didn't fit into me.
I disagree with that. I think that the core theme of the movie is about like what tradition means.
Sure.
And how beholden are we to our tradition? So her being like one of the driving force characters behind, yeah, traditions are great, but so is progress.
Right.
I think it's kind of cool. I think she fills kind of the exact role she needs to fill in that story.
And they address that a little bit with her comments at the ceremony where she's like, this fucking corset's too tight. And then when M'Baku was talking shit about her, like, you're letting this young blowhard work on all this technology.
God, M'Baku rules.
M'Baku is by far my favorite character in the movie. Like it is a great cast, and there is a lot of great performances, but none of the supporting cast get as much to do or as much of an arc as M'Baku does.
Yeah,
and M'Baku could have been
you first see M'Baku when he comes just to wreck shit because he's all about that tradition.
Right.
Yeah.
And he could have been easily a one-note throwaway character. You know, once he gets his ass beat in the beginning, you don't ever have to see him again.
Yeah, definitely not. No, but he gets a good beat at the end. Gets a pretty good gag in when he fucking threatens to feed Martin Freeman to his kids.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just kidding. We are vegetarian.
Oh, there's that static again.
Oh God.
It's back.
It's back, but it's gone now.
It's
okay.
It's a bad connection somewhere. So if you're, well, it
Sorry,
might
audience.
It might be you, Jose. So just be careful.
Yeah, if you can't hear it, probably you.
Yeah, be careful with touching your mic or moving your mic too much.
I've done neither.
Fucking,
It's sitting on the stand, just chilling.
But I'm a huge Michael B. Jordan mark anyway, but he's so goddamn good in this.
He's really
He
good.
was incredible in this.
He's so good.
We'll see him again.
There's a lot of hyperbole. I feel with
a Fahrenheit 451 movie come out on HBO.
Yeah, I just saw the fucking trailer for that. That's is that a movie or a series they're doing?
Looks to be a movie.
Yeah,
and
okay.
I'm in because that looks really great.
Yeah, I'm ready.
But that guy is fucking awesome in everything. And he's really great. Fucking Bozeman's great. Walking Dead chick who I waited a real long time to figure out was the Walking Dead chick. Dene Garai is the last name.
Gurira.
Yeah, she's really fucking great.
See,
like
she was the one that I thought was not a great actress in that movie.
I loved her.
There were a few lines.
Who was she?
Okoye, the general of the Dora Milaje. There were a few lines or line deliveries where it was very ham-fisted.
Yeah, no, I'll totally agree with that. She was great when she wasn't talking and was just like letting visual cues.
There was the one scene where it was basically the throne room scene from Phantom Menace where they're talking about, I think they were talking about Killmonger he stole the artifact. And there's some line in there where she's just like, "Ooh, how do you even do this?" And I was like, "Oh my." I would have preferred talking about, you know, the supporting characters not getting M'Baku had the best arc of all the supporting characters. I would have liked to see more characters in the Dora Milaje, like the chick from Civil War. I wanted her to have more material. I wanted like that whole group to each of them have a character or at least a fucking line or something. There was one.
They have the one at the end that gets it, but to her it means something, but to us, we just met her.
Yeah. There was one chick in the Dora Milaje straight up looked like a white chick. And
really did.
Like, I understand that there are different skin tones of African descendant people, but like in Wakanda is this insular society. So, and she was
Claw was in there at one point.
She was way more cream than coffee. I thought Rachel Dolezal had earned her way into the Dora Milaje somehow.
Man, talking about Claw, man, Andy Serkis just having a blast.
Yeah,
as Claw.
He's great.
Like this,
he knew.
Hated that he died.
Yeah, but everyone's gonna come back. We'll see everybody one more time at Infinity War.
I mean, I really hope so, but he got killed real good. Like
they all coming back.
I kind of agree, Lee. I hate that they killed off both their villains essentially, but I do love that Claw was essentially Killmonger's offering to get through the doors of Wakanda. So that's worth the death, in my opinion, because
at least they turned it into something instead of we just gotta kill every villain.
Right, because
walked up with a fucking dude in a sack like that thing your boy couldn't do.
Right,
I got you. Look, I brought you the thing that he could not bring you. Let's go have a conversation.
That was Wakabi's big sticking point with T'Challa was you got to bring Claw back. You got to kill him or you got to bring him back because he killed my parents. And that was Wakabi's essentially, that was his one character beat that he got.
Yeah, but also, motherfucker, he was king for 17 minutes.
Yeah.
Give him a fucking chance.
But he also gave his word that he would bring Claw back.
Yeah, but goddamn, his old man was trying to do it for 30 years. He had 30 minutes. It's like, motherfucker, you said, well, I guess I'm with this guy now.
Well, I mean, and that's where it comes into tradition because it was he brought Claw back, which was a big thing for Wakabi, and then
you're right.
And then it's the whole ceremony. Like, if you beat him in combat, then you're my king now, homie.
Yeah, there was where they go see M'Baku and the queen mother is like, T'Challa was murdered in ritual combat. He goes, was it an honorable fight? Well, yeah. Well, then it was more of a defeat than a murder. Yes. He's splitting hairs over here.
I had read a couple things that Killmonger's costume was styled after Vegeta, and then I saw a side-by-side comparison. I was like, holy shit, he's straight up doing Black Vegeta.
He kind of is.
Yeah, he's just doing it's Dragon Ball Z cosplay. And that made the character make so much sense to me then. Like, I already thought he was great, but once I realized that he's just being Vegeta, I was like, yeah, this works. This fits.
Yeah. I like the bit in the museum, too, where, they've got the hammer thing, the steel, and he looks at the thing, he's like, oh, don't tell me that's Wakandan, too. And he goes, no, I'm just feeling it.
Just feeling it.
He goes the fucking mask and walks off with it.
A comment
came for, but this is cool.
So they have the fight between Eric and T'Challa, and I'm looking at these two just Nubian gods just getting wet and wild in this
jacked.
Fight. And I'm thinking to myself, you know how all these Marvel movies, all the actors have to go through these crazy workout diet regimens to get in shape for their character. And I'm looking at Chadwick Boseman and Michael B. Jordan. I'm like, these motherfuckers just showed up to set like that.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't do the Chris Pratt transformation
right
to get there. Fucking nuts. But I dug it a lot. I think I liked that it was. It's definitely of the world, of course, because we first saw a lot of these characters in Civil War, so you can't have this movie not harken back to that. But it wasn't. This wasn't just the thing to drive to the next thing, like some of the Marvel movies feel like.
Yes,
sometimes.
100%.
Yeah.
And they did very well, I feel, trying not to tie into what's going to happen or what has happened. Like, it starts out at Civil War, then to Civil War, and then you've got, spoiler alert, the Bucky scene at the end. But other than that, it's... Oh, and fucking Claw and Agent Ross. But other than that, it's its own thing.
Yeah.
But Claw works just because he is a Black Panther villain.
Sure, absolutely. I'm just
Agent
saying.
Ross, that guy doesn't need to be fucking Bilbo. He could be literally anybody, and that role would work just the same.
I can agree with that. Like, did they?
Yeah, but he's one of those. He's the new Coulson. He's that connective tissue.
Well, you gotta have. You
gotta have at least two white boys. Two white boys and a Stan Lee.
Yeah, Stan Lee. Only white boy got a pop in that movie.
100%. 100%.
But
no, Bucky got a pop.
That's true. Bucky got a pretty good pop. That's true.
Couldn't even hear Stan Lee's.
Bucky's one of them. Bucky's down. If
They
did a draft, they would pick him. They might pick him over Rhodes.
I will say, though, just with the connective tissue, for a good chunk of the movie, I'm just sitting there thinking, what's Captain America doing? Like, he's in Wakanda, right? Is he just sitting around reading a book during all this?
I don't know that he is. I don't know.
I thought
Bucky's...
he was just going to hang out.
I don't know.
Well, at the end of Civil War,
I'm sure we'll find out.
At the end of Civil War, they show him and Bucky, and Bucky's getting put under whatever. He's getting hyper sleeped, and Captain America's talking to T'Challa, and that's right after Civil War. So I assume Captain America just peaced out after that.
Yeah, he's like, hold on to this guy. I'll come back and get him.
And you can't have Captain America in there because then it becomes Black Panther Captain America movie.
Yeah, no, this is exactly what it needed to be. And
Captain America / Black Panther movie. You put him in it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it was exactly what it needed to be. I definitely understand why it's the phenomenon that it is. Like, it's good.
Yeah, a lot of my criticisms of Black Panther, I can just kind of dismiss as this movie is not necessarily for me. Like, it's for me. Like, I enjoyed it. I enjoy the Marvel movies. It all mixes together. But like, this isn't the it's a cultural touchstone, but it's not necessarily a cultural touchstone for me. So I'm not getting that out of it, but I understand how important it is. Just like Wonder Woman. And I feel like
I liked Wonder Woman quite a lot.
To a
In fact, it's probably my favorite of the DC movies, but
to a lesser extent, kind of like the Ghostbusters reboot, to where I can understand the cultural relevance of it, but it might not necessarily be culturally relevant to me in that way. But yeah, you know, it's not bad like the female Ghostbusters movie is. There's just I've got problems with some of the action scenes were too fast, too close up, too hard to follow, which is weird.
When we saw it last weekend, we got there a little bit late, so we were literally in the second row in center.
Oh god!
And so Zoe leans over to me and the scene where they're in Not Madripoor, and she's like, "This is happening really fast. I can't tell what's going on." I go, "Yeah, I just gotta roll with it." Like, yeah, you're not wrong, kid. Like,
which is unfortunate because I feel like in more recent Marvel movies they've moved away from that. Their action scenes have been much more fluid, easier to follow. You know, those one take scenes, and like I know. From Creed especially, like there's some one shot, one take boxing fight in there that I would have expected Ryan Coogler to bring that over.
Well, they had that one pretty long shot in that Madripoor fight that goes for a while and kind of hits a lot of the characters.
There's a lot of cuts though.
Yeah, not to that degree, but it is there, and I think that.
But the fight where fucking James Brown and Creed were going at it in the waterfall. I dug that way better than two kitty cats in a suit fighting at the end.
Yes.
Because this whole movie's ending with two CG things taking on each other.
And that was my last criticism.
To get away from that.
My last criticism is the CGI was awful at points.
Yeah, there was a lot of, like, the rhinos looked like shit.
I posted, the night we got back, I posted a GIF of that rhino triceratops from Attack of the Clones as my review of Black Panther, because that is what those CGI rhinos reminded me of, and they took me out and they looked so bad. And the Black Panther Killmonger fight where it's just two CGI characters with no skeletons whatsoever. They're super bendy and twisty like a couple of 2003 Spider-Mans.
Well, it's like the Burly Brawl.
Yeah,
and too, like that fight was great up until he turned CG.
They fall down the hole, and then they're fighting in midair for what seems like 3 minutes long.
Yeah,
to the point where
and then it just turned into the Daredevil Bullseye fight from the Ben Affleck movie.
Everyone laughs at the fact that the music drops out and these guys are just falling and punching each other in midair. But minor criticisms.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and
not perfect, but
watching
but
it a second
really,
time,
really.
Watching it a second time, I picked up on more of the jokes, more of the dialogue, because it was a much less,
not quite as full. Yeah,
it was a much less soulful crowd. No, it was a full theater, but it was much less soulful.
Did you notice that in the beginning? That's
yes,
Killmonger talking to his dad.
Yes, because
but you kind of assume it's T'Challa.
Oh shit! I didn't even notice
his dad. It's him telling him. That's why he's like, "Oh, tell me again." It's him in Oakland telling him like these bedtime stories.
I didn't notice that. That's kind of great.
Their people are and how great their land is.
When we saw it the first time, it starts very abruptly, and that first line is, "Baba, tell me about your homeland," or something like that. Right. So everyone was still talking when that line happened, but then everybody shushed, and it's what's the dude's name?
Clancy B.
No. Sterling K. Brown. What's his character's name?
That's it.
Whatever his character.
Clancy B. Brown.
T'Chaka's brother. So he's telling the story about Wakanda while the vibranium sand is doing its CGI exposition shit. But yeah, the second time seeing it, and that's your first taste of the Eric story, is him saying, "Baba, tell me the story about your homeland," and he goes through the whole thing, and it's planting that seed up early, and that changes a lot of the movie for me, and really adds some more weight to it, I felt.
Yeah, for sure.
You just assume. You assume that's Black Panther talking to his dad, it's kind of the origin of Wakanda, so it's going to be the king telling the next Black Panther, but it's not. It's fucking. They did a good job. They did a good job. Dude, why can't we see Punisher and Daredevil type action outside of Captain America movies? More just like real shit.
Right. I think maybe it's because the higher budget might end up being a crutch for a lot of these, to where they think, okay, well, we don't have to train for weeks and have stuntmen and choreograph this whole fight scene because we can just do it all on a computer.
Yeah,
You
that's
know what?
lazy.
You might be right.
And like that whole waterfall scene, even the close-ups of the fighting, you could tell they're just on a green screen.
Which is weird. Like, we're 10 years in, and it's not like Black Panther had a low budget or anything. Why are we noticing these things? Why are we noticing bad CGI after seeing young Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War?
And again, I always go back to that fucking airport fight in Civil War.
That's what I was going to say.
The airport is fake, and God damn it, that blew my mind.
Now that you know that, things stick out more. It's like, when you buy a red car, all of a sudden you start seeing a lot more red cars. It's the same shit. Now that you know, holy shit, like they can do that much background and it's all fucking fake. Maybe you see it more. But the CG was still not good at times. But I think because we know...
And like when they panned up, when like the whole
the
ceremony,
council,
just watching the fight, like watching the coronation thing, and they kind of panned up, and a lot of those people look like they're just fucking floating and dancing on nothing.
Copied and pasted.
Just a bunch of marionettes.
Yeah, it's not looking great.
The strongest part of Black Panther are the Wakanda world building, but like they stopped just a little short. Like, I wanted to know more about these different tribes. Like, all you really get to know about Wakabi's tribe is they farm rhinos, battle rhinos apparently. And I guess Nakia's dad is the leader of that other tribe, the guy with the lip thing.
I think so, yeah.
They're always kind of shown together. Then there's M'Baku's tribe, which we get a lot of. And then there's a dude with the lion headdress. So I wanted to see more of that. I definitely wanted a little bit more Wakabi, because he's really good in Get Out, and he doesn't have a whole lot to do in Black Panther. And I needed like one scene, or maybe just one line of dialogue between T'Challa and Nakia, where like maybe they reminisce. Like they're up on that rock at one point and they're talking, they're looking at the sunset. Maybe just a line like, "Hey, remember when we used to come up here and fucking finger bang each other?"
Bang our brains
something like that. Like, remember when I used to take you here? To show more of like, not necessarily arranged marriage, but how they've kind of been destined for each other since they were kids, kind of thing.
Yeah,
remember that time I showed you my pee-pee for the first time? It was right there. We were 5.
But wow, like, despite not being able to hear some of the lines of dialogue, and the audio when we saw it for the first time in New York was not great.
No, it was no.
Seeing it the second time,
the best theater.
Seeing it the second time, I picked up so much more of the nuances of the score and the soundtrack, and that shit is great. And not having that in the first viewing hurt a lot. But seeing it for the first time with that theater full of fucking people just ready to see a black superhero kicking ass, and we all had a great time. And
it was really cool.
By far 2 of the greatest moments in movie viewing history in my life
ever.
There's the scene where they go to visit M'Baku, and Agent Ross starts talking, and they all start barking at him.
Oh God.
And the whole theater loses it, and I just kind of shrivel into a ball in my seat. Like, I just came here to have a good time, and I'm feeling very attacked right now. And then, by far, the credits roll.
Oh my God.
And it's the part where they're showing each actor gets their own spotlight in the credits. So you see Chadwick Boseman. You help me reenact this, gentlemen. So Chadwick Boseman comes on screen.
Woo!
Okay.
Woo, yeah.
Lupita Nyong'o.
Woo!
Yeah!
Denai Guerrera.
Yeah!
Michael B. Jordan.
Woo, 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 woo.
Martin Freeman. It's like they all talked ahead of time, like, yo, anytime a white man comes on stream, you silent. Give him the silent treatment. We'll get those colonizers eventually.
The only sound was like the five of us laughing.
Yes.
But it was like after. But there was complete silence.
Yeah, it was
So-
pretty great.
So
Pretty fucking great.
after the movie, a few of you were going to the bathroom, and I think it was me, Lee, and Kelly. We're standing in a hallway, and I lean into these guys, and I say, you guys, that has to be. And I look around, and like from two different directions, groups of people pass us. And I wait for them to pass. And I see that we're all alone, and I go, that might be one of the blackest movie experiences I've ever had in my life. And it was.
It was damn good though. It was fucking hilarious. It was great. Also, Jose mentioned it earlier, but one of my favorite things, no bullshit, to come out of the movie is the use of colonizers as a slur against white people.
Oh, it's so good.
I love that so fucking much.
Oh, I've been saying it all the time.
God.
Yes. So good. Fucking great. Anything else on Black Panther before we move on?
Great start. Not the best movie ever made. And there's a Black Panther tie-in come Toy Fair talk.
Oh, have you guys heard this story at all?
I don't know that I have.
I'll keep it fresh.
We got accosted by a crazy woman on the last day of Toy Fair.
Oh, no, I have not heard
good.
the story.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, we missed that.
Cool. We'll save
get
that.
to it when we talk about
Yeah.
Tuesday.
So
All right.
we want to do some email before we go to a break?
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's fan mail.
You can email us, popcast@PanelsOnPages.com, or leave us a voicemail, 616-951-1POP. And I do believe we have got a voicemail this week.
Yes, from Zero.
All right, what's up?
Hey Popcast, it's Zero. It's been a crazy year so far, and I'm only now catching up on the last month or so of episodes. So first and foremost, I want to say that I would pay cash money to watch Jose play Doki Doki Literature Club. So long as he went into it blind, it'd be well worth the price of admission.
Jose, did you hear anything about Doki Doki Literature Club?
Oh, right.
Because he was gone on that episode, and I doubt he went.
I kept saying, I'm like, we can't let Jose hear any of this.
I doubt he went back and listened. So
Anyway, on to the main purpose of my call. Now that football season is finally over, football season can finally begin.
oh shit!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to PoP Actual Fantasy League Sports.
Oh, shit.
This time around, it's a friendly game of 3-on-3 football. Full rules and signups are linked in the Population Facebook group, or you can just go to @zinc.org/sports. That's ATZINC.org/sports. I plan on having signups end on March 4th, so get those teams submitted and let's play some football.
Woo!
PoP Actual Fantasy League Sports are brought to you by Flaming Hot Cheetos. Flaming Hot Cheetos. White people aren't ever going to stop.
Yeah, I'm glad Zero sent that as a email attachment and not as a voicemail. That was some good production quality.
Oh, shit, son.
Oh, so do we have a link up in the population group yet, Zero? Is it ready and rocking? Not
Yeah,
quite, but it should be by the time we end the show. So we'll keep an eye on that. So he said 3-on-3 football, and signups end March 4th. He said, or
Think
March
so,
1st. Oh, I'm so in.
No, I may even say, let's go ahead and give that. Let's make it the 11th and give us a full 2 weeks. The show might not even go up online until Wednesday or Thursday. It only goes a couple days. So what do you think? Am I wrong?
I'm cool with whatever. I mean, it's Zero's game, so I would defer to him. But we might have a full roster filled up by the 4th, so who knows?
You know what? You're fucking right. Let's do the 4th. Oh, shit, we have it up on again, the website has it up and running. So at zinc.org/sports is up and running. Oh shit, son. All
what do we got?
So, yeah,
you got
this is your call to action. Fucking draft your team. It's gonna be real.
3 characters
real
from
stupid.
3 characters from Marvel or DC, and enter them below. There's going to be a 16-team bracket. Then each week, the podcast host will go through 4 matchups and judge who they think would win. Winners will move on. Anyone can participate. You can submit up to 2 teams, 1 DC, 1 Marvel. Should we end up with too many teams, they will be pared down to 16 at Zero's discretion. Exact team makeups will be kept hidden until drafting is complete. This is to help prevent exact counter teams being formed. Rules. Friendly game. No violence, let alone murder. Likewise, normal peaceful characters wouldn't be out for blood. While tackling is allowed, remember that physical assault and nearly killing your opponents isn't. Darkseid isn't allowed to shatter Lois Lane's spine just because he was trying to tackle her. Causing extreme bodily damage will be grounds for disqualifications. What do you unnecessary roughness? Is that what you call it?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
All regular football rules apply, and characters can use their powers as long as they don't break the rules while doing so. Example, there's no rules against flying in football, but flying high up into the sky is considered out of bounds.
Fair enough.
Nothing against making someone shit their pants.
Characters can use items, equipment they would very typically have on them. Batman has his utility belt. Spider-Man has his web shooters. Iron Man has his suit. Thanos does not have the Infinity Stones. Wonder Woman does not have an invisible jet. Time travel, altering reality, and general godlike powers are not allowed. While you may draft characters with these powers, they will not be allowed to use them. So you can choose Franklin Richards, but he'd pretty much just be a regular kid. Characters must currently be under their respective publisher. A character can only be drafted to 1 team, so when someone picks them, you can't. But you can pick a different version of the same character. Wolverine, Old Man Logan. For the sake of keeping things interesting, you can have 1 character type per team. So Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen can't be on the same team. You can't have the DC Speedsters. And your team will get extra consideration if they have an established history working together, such as the team of the X-Men or DC's Trinity. Again, no reality-altering powers or time travel. It's boring if someone blinks and they're now in a world where their team won. The referees include Uatu and the rest of the Watchers, Dr. Manhattan, and Metron. These characters may not be drafted. There's also a handful of top NFL referees watching. In short, if a character is invisible or even on a different plane of reality, the referees will know what they're doing. Oh, what the fuck?
I like that.
Oh, we're learning from our past history on this episode. I like it.
Covering the ass.
Hey, I was working within the rules, y'all. I'm just saying. Cool. Well, I'm in. I am super in. I hope Jose busts out a team or 2 this round.
I'm gonna have to now because I was disappointed that I did not do the basketball.
You slept.
It was a blast judging, but it would have been cool to have
a fighting chance. Yeah. Yeah. So far, we've already got a team drafted. I'm not going to say who, but you can see it if you go to
so fucking already working it. I like it.
At zinc.org/sports. Cool.
So now's the time, man.
I'm fucking so hard right now.
I have a team in my head, but I just need to come up with the number 3.
So we're gonna assume it's kind of like street ball. So you're not hiking it to the quarterback. The quarterback's got the ball and they're going hut hike, and then you got your 2 either offensive line or receivers or running back.
I like it.
And then the defense has 3. Cool. Let's fucking do it.
Is this tackle or flag?
I believe it's tackle because he talks about Darkseid isn't allowed to shatter Lois Lane's spine. Tackling is allowed, so it is tackle football. 3-on-3 tackle.
Okay.
All right, so get in there, draft your teams because there's some some power hitters that could be.
It should be like Space Jam. You have to also draft one real player.
No. Because then these motherfuckers would have to know one real player.
God,
I'd be like Peyton Manning,
Tom Brady.
and that's where the waiver wire champ of the world comes in.
What's that?
Fucking A.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead and put a fucking asterisk by this season.
Sure.
The whole thing's
Where can we find coverage of this event, Nice?
Coverage of this event?
Yeah, like if I want to turn on TV, where would I find this event?
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. ESPN, the global leader in sports. I believe it.
There it is.
I love it.
Worth it.
Spaghetti, spaghetti, spaghetti.
Sponsored by Spaghetti.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and talk about just all of it of Toy Fair.
One
Holy
of
shit.
the most memorable 4 days of our lives, I feel.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. Yeah, we'll come back and talk about that in a minute. Enjoy this musical interlude and fucking go take care of your teams, people in the chat, and your business.
Hell yeah.
All right, we'll talk to you guys in a little bit. All right, love you. Bye.
Break!
Ripped Apparel is your one-stop shop for limited edition t-shirts featuring all the crap that you already like anyway. Every day you're going to see 3 new limited edition designs available only for 24 hours. That's just a single day. After that, they're gone forever. And best yet, if you want to check them out, buy a little something, they're going to throw a little kickback to us, your folks, your friends here at the Popcast. So go to PanelsOnPages.com, click that banner at the top of the page, or on the sidebar at pcn.PanelsOnPages.com. Or you can just update your bookmark, check it out on your phone every single morning. That's what I do. Ripped, that's RIPT.PanelsOnPages.com. T-shirts start at just $10 and they'll kick us a little something every time. Help us keep the lights on, help us keep the podcast going, help us keep the site up, and get you a pretty cool t-shirt, man. Cool swag, cool shirts, good people, good deals from your favorite podcast. So check it out. Ripped.PanelsOnPages.com. 24-hour limited edition t-shirts that are pretty damn awesome. Check it out. And now back to your regularly scheduled podcast.
You guys,
Yeah.
What up?
Hostess salted caramel cupcakes.
All right.
You know the chocolate Hostess cupcakes?
Yeah.
They've got salted caramel versions now, and they're pretty dope.
Well, fuck with caramel.
They kind
I
of
like
taste.
the raspberry one they did for Valentine's Day.
They're very butterscotchy, but they've also got little flecks of salt on top, so they're pretty dope. We also got they've got chocolate mint ones now too.
Ooh.
Yeah, they were 2 for $6 at the grocery store. We had to hook it up.
Oh, it's about that time of the year for the Shamrock Shake to come back, speaking of mint.
Man, I haven't had a Shamrock Shake in fucking decades.
I love a good Shamrock Shake.
Huh. Weird. I am at the Pop Actual Fantasy Football site right now. I just refreshed it, but the link I'm given to the chat does not seem to be working. Maybe cut off the HTTP. Oh, yeah, there's weird spaces in there. Weird. Yeah, I'm trying to, like, during that break was too short. I was trying to get my teams together because I don't want my characters to get snatched up.
Oh, I know no one's going to take my character.
So I asked Zero in the chat. He might have already pieced out. So you're not allowed to use excessive, unnecessary roughness or violence, but you can use your powers. So you could use, like, power dampening or power siphoning, I would assume. Would that be within the rules?
Sure, yeah.
Like,
yeah, sure.
I don't see why not.
Cool.
I need a third. God damn it. All right, submit my team. Woo! All right, in before the lock.
Don't take my guy.
Now, what's the website again?
It is
It's at Zinc. Go ahead, nice.
yeah, at Zinc, ATZINC.org/sports.
Okay.
I will drop it in the podcast chat now. Lee, you took my guy. Fuck.
Too slow, motherfucker.
God damn it. It's a good pick, though. I'm assuming he's your quarterback.
Probably yes.
Yeah. Fucking you drafted the Tom Brady of the Marvel Universe.
I might have.
Jesus.
I might
God.
have.
I'm going to have to get creative now. Yeah, I was just I was doing the same thing. I was like, what other 2 Avengers characters do I want on a Cap-led team? And I was thinking, I could do Cap,
Think I nailed
Bucky.
it.
I could do Cap, Bucky, Falcon, since they've all been Caps before.
Ooh.
That's a pretty solid team. Got your
Yeah.
bruiser, you got your quarterback, and you got your wide receiver.
Yeah. No, yeah. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited about it.
Oh,
It'll be
I'm
good.
so fucking stoked.
So yeah. That's gonna be great. We're also been talking about maybe some changes coming to the show in coming weeks. Bills are due.
Yeah. We never talked
And,
again about that. Is that still is the site up right now?
It is.
It
And
is?
it's going to be through at least this weekend, no matter what. So I gotta address that tomorrow. I got busy over the weekend, but I'll take it. It's gonna be fine.
Okay.
It's gonna be fine. But we're floating the idea, in the spirit of transparency. Let's tell you guys right now, we're floating the idea of maybe doing like a Patreon type thing.
Right. Which, at face value, makes us feel gross and dirty. But then, if you think about it, like, there's a lot of people out there that have Patreons that probably shouldn't. And we also don't want to stick up the people that have been supporting us for years and be like, hey, pay now. But we also think that there is definitely some legitimacy to, if you like something on the internet and you want to support it, Patreon is a great way to do that.
Yeah.
And
and I'll tell you, the fucking, a lot of podcasts I listen to have Patreons, and I'll tell you the thing that none of them tell you. This shit ain't expensive. Like, it's just not. Like, I'll tell you fucking flat out. Like, it's not that much. So, we would only need a handful of you to drop us like $4 or $5 a month to make this thing work. So, I mean, we're talking pretty low level shit here, and we would love your support. We're not going to hold anything back if you don't pay, but we're talking about maybe the fucking perk. If you throw us a couple bones, maybe you'll get an extra podcast a month that's a commentary track. People seem to like the commentaries.
Yeah. We're definitely... We haven't even started the planning stages of this, but we have floated it, and we did have an issue with funds this past week, so it has kind of exacerbated the issue. So it's something to definitely look into.
Yeah, and just
full
we're thinking about
full transparency. When we started PoP, Kerouac set up the bank account with the bank he was working at the time, and it might have been under the table, and we no longer have that bank information. Like, we don't have a credit card.
Like, we have a ballpark idea of how much money we have, but nothing solid.
Yeah. So at some point, we're gonna run out of money there, or something's gonna bounce, and we're just gonna need to say fuck it with that account and move our money over to somewhere else, just so that we can keep things running.
Yeah. So and so who knows? But we've been doing this for 9 years.
9 years.
Is that right?
Yeah. Next year will be our 10-year anniversary.
Yeah. So and we've not asked for much. Okay.
Yeah, usually
a whole lot.
Usually we've at least been selling something like T-shirts or DVDs or calendars.
Yeah. But even now, like, I'm not a believer in something for nothing. So you fucking throw us a couple bones, we'll make it worth your while for sure.
Sure.
But yeah, so this is something we kind of...
Can we revamp the Jose calendar into a phone, like wallpaper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Can you
that
mix
could be
Marvel and DC? What's going on? here?
No. It has to be all Marvel or all DC.
Or one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can have two teams, one Marvel, one DC.
Oh, we can do two teams?
Yeah.
Oh,
that was the same as last year.
That's right.
Last time.
That's right.
Yeah, I submitted my DC team. We're not making it out of the first round, but we're gonna sure damn try.
Oh man, it is fucking the roster is filling up. Yeah, we might not make it to March 4th.
I like it. So yeah, so that's
Cocaine will fuel my team to the finals.
So we'll let you know what's up in the coming weeks, but just something to think about, and just think about that in the back of your head and think, I like those guys, and I have $4. I can give these motherfuckers $4. So, yeah. We don't need a lot, but it'd be very helpful if you guys would help us out a little bit.
Can a motherfucker get $1?
Yeah. Can a brother get $1? I'm telling you, I got no change. I know you got change.
Can I got Tree Fitty? Oh man, what was it? Fucking the last night of the show, Tuesday night, we went actually across the street to Junior's to get dinner with Destiny and her boyfriend, and we...
You know what? Good. I was hoping Jose to give him some goddamn cheesecake.
I hate it.
It was nice out that night, too. Like, we were outside in shirt and shorts that day.
Nice.
So I was like, oh, man, let's eat outside. Not thinking that we got sat right on the corner outside on the patio So
That sounds like hell on earth.
we were basically a fucking panhandler buffet. So we just had to start ignoring them.
That sounds terrible. So yeah. So
Got a team, bitches.
Nice.
enough of that. We'll talk about more of that next week. We'll talk about more of the fantasy football draft, all that fun shit. But now, talk about my fucking toy fair, you guys. Holy shit. It is so
Big.
It's
big.
so big.
So massive. And just like we walked constant. I think I walked like 14 miles according
It was an
to
absurd amount of walking.
my step tracker. And I think maybe collectively we saw like maybe half the shit we could have seen.
Probably. Maybe a third.
Yeah, somewhere like just it's so fucking large.
And we didn't even get to touch any of the Hasbro stuff because that was off-site somewhere, which we're
Yeah.
going to fix that next year.
Goddamn right.
I've already laid the groundwork for that.
Good. Hell yeah, that's great. But just everyone was super cool, super nice, except for that one asshole. But you know, she knows what she did.
If anyone from Toy Fair or the Toy Association is listening to this, he's joking.
Yeah.
And it's not you.
No. Oh god, no. Oh no. All the Toy Association people were fucking great. Like no beef with that. No, there was just one lady. We were.
Oh, I thought you were making your normal joke of that one motherfucker.
Oh no. There actually is a one motherfucker this time.
Ah.
We were talking to I think the Gentle Giant guy who was a fucking pro. Just
That guy was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great. Like he'd done this kind of thing before, you know. So we're just standing there, like listening to his thing, taking some shots, and this chick comes up to me next to me, and she has some new something over in the launch pad area, and she kind of taps me, and like you walk around with the camera, especially the camera that Jose's pimping, like you can't make it 3 feet. That's like, oh shit, come take a look at this. Come look at this. You know, it's just, Jose's the prettiest girl at prom. Always the prettiest girl at prom when he's there. But so I'm getting ready to kind of give her my spiel, like, yeah, we'll be there in a minute. And she's like, can you not plug my boot space? And I'm like, oh. So you get nothing now. I was in her boot space by maybe like 7 inches. Like even Tito looks up, and Tito's like, is she for real? I'm like, yeah, no, she's for real. I was gonna say we should talk to her next. Now we're not speaking to her ever again. She was such a dick about it. And like just the look on her face.
Teams.
Like she had her eyes on me the whole time. Like I said, hey. I'm like, whatever, lady.
Jose, did you say you can't pick 2 teams?
Well, I just tried to do a second team, a DC team. It said you already submitted a Marvel team. User input errors.
Well, did you pick publisher at the bottom? It says select publisher, Marvel or DC.
Yeah, I picked DC.
Refresh the page and do it again.
Yeah. We'll get it working. Zero's still listening, so worst case scenario.
I've done some application development.
Yeah.
Just refresh the page will probably work. This is also my wheelhouse. Someone doing my day job. So. But yeah, again, besides that chick, everyone was super cool. Lots of fucking like neat stuff to see, and also just some really goofy shit too. Like for every oh my god, this is so fucking rad, I can't believe it. There was 2. Who would ever buy this? Like how utterly bizarre. And then like also just the stuff that you wouldn't expect to see, like, oh, so look, these are the people that make all the kitschy bullshit that you see like in drugstores and waiting rooms.
Right.
Okay, that's where this stuff comes from. Okay. Never would have thought of that, but of course they'd be here. Why not, you know? Just shit like, oh, cool. These are the guys that are still making ball in the cup. Awesome. Thanks for coming out.
Those guys love to show their shit off too. Like they got so many technological advances in ball in a cup these days.
I'll bet. Fucking doing it up.
Nailed it.
Got your team?
But yeah, they were
2 teams, motherfuckers. DC and a Marvel.
Love it.
right. I like it. But just the scope of it, like, and like I'm not a fucking dummy. Like I knew we were getting into some shit, but I just, even expecting it to be big, I was so caught off guard by how goddamn big it was.
Yeah, it was bigger than I had ever thought it was going to be.
Well, you guys saw it, so you know the size and the scope of it. Now, for New York Comic Con, half of that downstairs is the main stage theater, and then the Q hall, and then the rest of it is they do the autographs down there, and then photo ops and shit, and then actually on the other side of where that main stage was is where Artist Alley is now these days. So even at New York Comic Con, that whole bottom floor is not full of content. There is space. Uh-oh. Jose, mute your mic.
It sounds like someone's falling down a hill.
Well, it's definitely Jose.
Yeah, it's 100% Jose.
How's it me?
It is you.
Nothing's changed.
Yeah, well, maybe hang up, maybe try unplugging your mic. Something's up.
Yeah, hang up and call us back. Call back in.
It's not
you're making noise when that happens.
It's not your fault, Jose. We're not blaming you. We're just trying to pinpoint the problem.
Well,
yeah, not your fault at all. But yeah, it's huge. It's fucking humongous.
But also consider that at New York Comic Con, you've got like 3 times as many people. So getting from one end of the convention center to the other is much more difficult during New York Comic Con than it is during Toy Fair. During New York Comic Con, that lobby is impossible to walk through. Fuck. I don't know what to do.
Okay. All right.
Why is it just getting worse all of a sudden?
Make it stop.
Maybe try moving your phone away from the mic, or okay,
there we go.
So maybe it's not me.
Okay.
No, it is you.
How's it me? I did nothing, and you guys are like, "Oh, it's better."
Bill, well, because there's obviously a short or something.
Everyone.
It 100% is you because you're not hearing it, and we all are.
No, what I'm hearing is garbage when everyone else talks.
Oh God.
Oh no.
I hear it, but I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, well, and we're not blaming you, but we're trying to figure out.
You mic for a second.
You. There, it stopped.
Yeah, okay.
It's gone.
It's 1000%. Yeah. Again, you're not doing anything wrong, but it's definitely something on your end.
Stop falling down a hill.
And
so maybe fucking just restart, unplug all your shit, and call us back. Worth a shot. Might do nothing.
Or do you have another mic there?
Go Konami on it.
He is on Konami.
Oh, all right.
So Konami might be on its last legs.
Maybe. It's done a lot of karaoke revolutions, that mic.
Zero said Jose suddenly went out into a hurricane.
Gnarly.
But yeah, it's a lot lighter of a crowd at Toy Fair.
But a crowd.
More to cover.
So nice, too.
Because it's even a lighter crowd than you would see at C2E2.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And no one smelled bad.
We probably smelled the worst. We were the fucking scrubbiest looking dudes there, probably.
Yeah. No, by a wide margin, for sure.
Like,
definitely.
No, to be fair, I went back and I was looking at some of the footage. We didn't look too bad compared to some of those press guys. Some of those bloggers.
No, we looked fine.
Release the bloggers.
Release the bloggers. Yeah, but you know who wasn't looking scrubby at all? Any of those fucking booth reps. Like,
no.
It was obvious by midday, like, oh, they just stocked these fucking booths with just tens.
Yeah, just beautiful people.
Just beautiful people. Like, there was nary a lady with all her buttons done up on her blouse, and nary a dude with not just the most chiseled chin and coiffed of hair. Like, just the most attractive people you've ever seen. until you get to the Melissa and Doug booth, and they just look like regular fucking people. like not in a bad way. Just like, oh, these are like where the actual people are. I can appreciate this, Melissa and Doug. Oh, and also, by the way, oh, there's Melissa. That's gotta be kind of cool.
Where the fuck's Doug? I need to talk to Doug.
Yeah, I texted my lovely wife. I go, oh, hey, I just kind of halfway met Melissa of and Doug fame. She's like, are you fucking serious? Yeah, super hype.
And also, Spin Masters can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, a lot of pretty people that Spin Masters booth. And also, every one of their products is a fucking miracle.
Yeah, like, I don't know how to explain half their things.
We talked about Spin Master after this past year's Playfair. Like, Spin Master came out of nowhere and is now one of the, like, top 3 toy brands in the world all of a sudden. Like, I thought they did fucking Spirograph. You know, their name is Spin Masters. I thought they were Spirograph. But these guys got all the big toy licenses these days.
But like they have the licenses, but more than
that eats paper and shits confetti.
yeah. There's the licenses, which is one thing, but they just have these really crazy new products that they're building out of themselves, like the rabbit that shits confetti, or the fucking amazing drone in a cage you control with your body and no remote whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
that shit's incredible. Like,
I mean, those bitches make Hatchimals.
Yeah, exactly.
Please. Please don't call them bitches.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool. Like, really, really cool stuff.
Kinetic sand. I think Jose at one point was like, I'm watching this kinetic sand. It's like magic.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking over at it, and one of the guys is like, you can go play with the kinetic sand if you want to. Like, thank you!
Yeah, and as soon as you're like, Kelly, let's go touch the kinetic sand.
I want to play with it so bad. Thanks for saying I could. That's just one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life.
There are those crazy bracelets that you can fold them into being animals.
Yeah, what the fuck is that about? That shouldn't be a thing you can do. And then there was the one thing that we were not allowed to take a picture. Oh no, that was somewhere else. No, they had one too. One of the things we couldn't take a picture of that's going to be fucking huge for Spin Masters.
Are you on an embargo?
I don't know. Maybe they were like, "Don't take a video of it. It's not ready yet." So,
well, you can talk about it then.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So they have this their new kind of blind baggy things, which all the fucking kids love. But
I
guess it's like slumber party themed. So the figures themselves come in little confetti poppers. So you get the thing, you open it, twist the top off, it explodes into confetti, and there's a toy in it.
That's too cool.
That's fucking neat.
Like, opening bags is for babies. You want your blind bags to explode in your fucking face, homie.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw at the... What the hell is it? I forget. Is it Obi Obo? The guys that make the squishies. We went to see them. And they have like a mold your own squishy thing coming out next year where you kind of shape it whatever you want to. It gets solid to where you can smush it, but we'll go back to that shape. I'm like, oh my God, my kid's gonna lose their fucking mind. The kids love the squishies these days. And you know what also the kids love these days? Shit.
Oh, they love shit.
Like a lot of, like, a shocking amount of shit-related products in games. Like,
yeah.
And that's people just trying to catch up to the trends.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the games that Mattel has, like, because, like, you know, I think it all kind of started with that poop emoji, right? Which is like this cute little pile of poop with a face on it. But they've swung that pendulum so far to the other side that it's fucking gross. Like,
now there's a game where the object is to not step in shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like the Mattel game is like a toilet, and somehow you use a plunger to work on that. But just like the mascot on the box is just a regular lumpy corn nuggety turd.
It's just fucking Mr. Hanky.
Yeah, it's
but
just
like
a log.
realistic looking Mr. Hanky, like a shit with a face.
And it's kind of like the same game functionality as like a pie face, and you press down on the plunger so many times, and then this fucking Mr. Hanky turd shoots out of the toilet bowl, and you got to catch it in midair.
So fucking crazy. And like we saw.
Wait, now is that like a squishy turd or is it like a plastic one?
It looked like it was like hard plastic.
Okay, good.
The
gotta pull the plunger and then it let the toilet shit in your face.
The last day of the show, Jose and I were running around getting video and testimonials and stuff, and we passed by this one booth. They had a straight up golden toilet like a full-sized golden toilet on the corner of their booth.
Oh yeah, I saw those
and
guys.
then they had where you could. It was like those old school creepy crawlers, the sticky rubber shit that you would throw at the wall, but it was turd shaped, and you threw it at the wall and it stuck to the wall.
Yeah, like so much shit related things.
I was reading an article after Toy Fair. It was a recap of Toy Fair, and one of the line items was like, "Poop is the shit," and there was a whole like paragraph talking about how poop is all the rage. He called the shit poop. What's up, Jose? You back? You okay? We weren't trying to yell at you. We love you. We love you, and we want your takes. So,
yeah. So yeah, the shits everywhere is a thing. Just weird. Turned out to be a much smaller part of our weekend, but like the first thing we want to do is go down and look at all the shit that we're gonna like.
Right.
It's like all the diamond and bluefin or whatever, and that shit was all really cool. Like some really cool shit.
The 2 Pennywise figures from NECA, like those are the things I wanted to see those in person. We didn't get back down to NECA, but I sent those to Mary, and I'm like, I want these, please.
Yeah, I sent them to my mom. My mom's like, I have a birthday in April, and I'm like, they don't come out until August. She's like, yes.
Right.
But they're fucking really, really cool. And like some of the stuff Diamond's doing is really neat. And Bandai is doing Pacific Rim model kits, like their Gundam kits, and that's fucking exciting. Almost exciting as the Super Mini Pla Voltron they're doing, which looks incredible. Looks so damn good.
The Diamond Real Ghostbusters look great.
Yeah, man. And they come with build-a-figure pieces, but it's not a build-a-figure, that you build like the facade of the firehouse.
Yeah.
Which is pretty dope.
Was it Jose who was telling me, but were they Diamond Ninja Turtles or NECA Ninja Turtles that look like the cartoon? Did those also have a build diorama? They were all on like this building setup.
See, that's the thing. I feel like I took pictures of that. I think it's the street scene diorama is what's coming out. So they're selling that. And those turtles, I think, were in their like San Diego box set exclusive last year.
Right.
I think that's where that's from. Yeah.
Well, I was more interested in the diorama because that's.
But the diorama is legit. Like that's a real fucking thing they're doing, and it's huge.
That's
like,
great.
It's really, really cool. Like really neat. The fucking Predator diorama is not coming out, but that was an amazing setup. The Predator figure looks so dope.
Some of the not to discount shows that we've done in the past. Tito has helped us out at almost every New York show we've ever been to, but having Tito and Lee and Kelly there was one of the strongest teams we've had in a long while, and we shoved cameras into both Kelly and Lee's hands, which was great. It was great. We got great footage from both of those, but watching through some of the footage, especially either one of you, it's funny because like you'll focus in on something and then you'll be like, oh shit, that's cool too. Oh fuck, that's cool too. Oh shit, that's cool. Like you're not chilling on one thing for long enough. You're like, oh my god, there's just so much stuff. I gotta get it all.
There was so much fucking stuff, you guys.
So much.
I literally had to go through a Nerdist post today and look at some pictures from Toy Fair.
Oh shit! I'm just going back to my pictures from the weekend. Like,
that's what I'm doing too.
We didn't even fucking talk about. We shot a dinosaur flash mob.
Yes, we peaked early that weekend.
Yeah, that shit was ridiculous.
And just coordinating the whole thing with NBC Universal, and for those listening at home,
think about that sentence and how absurd it is.
Right?
Yeah, this fucking goofy podcast and website we did is like, yeah, now we're talking to NBC Universal.
So, if you've been to a Comic-Con in the past year, 2 years, you've seen these big inflatable T-Rex costumes. And those are officially licensed Jurassic Park T-Rex costumes.
That I didn't know until this weekend.
They are now. I don't think they started out as.
No, those T-Rexes didn't start that way.
Really?
They are now.
Okay, well, they're made by this costume company called Rubies.
And they make every Halloween costume you've ever seen.
And now they're coming out with a blue Velociraptor inflatable costumes. So this flash mob was a way for NBC Universal to not only promote Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but the new Velociraptor. So they got a bunch of the T-Rex, they got a bunch of Velociraptors, and they all came from different areas of the Javits, and they all converged into the Crystal Palace, this one area. And this is while we're hearing like roaring sound effects, and the Jurassic Park theme is playing, and they're all kind of converging, and they're like ballet dancing and kind of just dancing around freeform. They're just getting their fucking freeform dance on.
And you can't help but smile.
Right. And this crowd is forming, and then all of a sudden you hear a big T-Rex roar, and then Beyonce's Single Ladies starts playing, and all these T-Rexes and Raptors start jumping into a choreographed dance routine, and everybody loses their damn mind. We had 4 cameras trained on that motherfucker, too.
Yeah, we did.
Got it from all angles.
And it was just, like, unapologetically silly and stupid.
Absurd.
So good.
Absurd, but we loved it, and as soon as it was over, we reconvened with our contact at the Toy Association, and I was like, all right, cool, so we're done shooting Toy Fair. High five. We're going to head back to the hotel. We'll see you later.
I think we got it. I think we got it, guys. We got it. Yeah, we got it.
I think we fucking nailed it.
So good. So good.
That shit should have 100 billion views, but it does not. And that always bugs me. I think it's the problem is it was conceived as a viral video, and when you do that, it just doesn't work. We were supposed to have some help from NBC too, and I don't know if they ever shared it, but it was,
maybe they will when it gets closer to the movie coming out.
It was super cool and super fun to shoot.
Yeah, super fun. Oh god, what else? At some point saw a Nightmare walking around by the Goon booth. They had the little egg boy character. What the fuck's his name, Kelly?
Oh, Gudetama.
Gudetama. That was like, come meet Gudetama. What they didn't tell you was that Gudetama costume is such that like whoever's in it is just laying on his back, wiggling around these little egg parts with like his arms and legs. Like they just wheel this guy out on like a fucking flatbed.
Oh,
There's
That's
a
the
person
best
in
part of
that?
it.
I thought that was
Yeah.
animatronic.
No.
There was
a
those
person
real
in there.
arms.
Oh, I would have tickled him if I would have known that.
But that was so unsettling. Oh, that guy is having a bad time.
Oh,
And
my
so
God.
And if we hang out long enough, we're gonna want somebody wheeling back to the back.
I just Google image searched Gudetama, and it's like an over easy egg, but the yolk, it looks like a dying baby.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Japan?
He's just that lazy egg friend of yours. We've all got one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
super weird. Super weird. Fucking TY's booth was enormous.
Do they
Is
pronounce
it
it?
really TY? All these years I thought it was Ty.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Ty. I don't know. I don't know if I ever heard it said out loud until I said it.
It's T.I.
Maybe it's Ty.
All right.
Either way, they had fucking beanie boots for days. And that's one of the setups especially. Like, you see it every once in a while, you see one, and you'd be like, are you fucking sure you're not selling this shit? Because this looks like a store. Like, this looks like a store real bad.
Yeah, they weren't selling things, and there weren't supposed to be kids allowed, but they were definitely selling things, and there were definitely kids allowed.
Oh, man. After we shot the T-Rex thing, there was some lady who was in there with her kids. Because I guess it's like, you can walk in off the street and kind of get in the lobby, and you can kind of hang if you wanted to.
Right.
And this mom had brought a couple of her kids in there, but this one lady looks at me with just rancor and disgust in her face, like, "Oh, these your children?" I'm like, "No." Like, who let them in here? Like, meanwhile, 20 feet above her head is a big sign that says, "The children are our world," because we're at fucking Toy Fair. You grown. Like, what is your problem? So that became the running bit of the weekend. Every time I saw a kid, who let that motherfucker in
Who
here?
let these kids in here?
Who let this shithead kid into Toy Fair? I want security.
And that was the selling point for that first year that they did Playfair, is it was the same weekend as Toy Fair, and it was like, we don't let kids into Toy Fair, but here you go, kids. Here is an event for you the same weekend as Toy Fair, so that you can have your own thing. This is for business over here. This is for play. And
It's not like there were like a shitload of kids. Like
there were like there were a lot more kids than I expected, considering that kids were not allowed.
Yeah, no, every now and then you'd see one, and every now and then you'd realize, like, oh, you're press. You have an unboxing channel.
Which I didn't think that they were letting even press kids in either. Because you saw Mommy was there, but Gracie was not.
I think Gracie might have tapped out on that, though.
I think so, too. We'll talk about that after the show.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. Like, yeah, as much as it's like where these kids coming from, you don't know how many of them are fucking YouTube sensations or what's it with influencers, as it were.
Oh, Lee hated that word.
Here's the thing: I feel like someone can call you an influencer, especially like it's like some fucking white dude in a suit buzzword bullshit. Like, oh, we gotta get such and such as an influencer. Fine. But I think the minute you call yourself an influencer, you're kind of a piece of shit.
Oh.
That's just such a weird thing to call yourself. Like, you know, oh, me, I'm just a philanthropist, humanitarian, awesome person. Like, who the fuck are you? No. Or like, oh, me, I'm just a playboy. Like, no, motherfucker, you can't call yourself a playboy. That's like giving yourself a nickname. That's not cool. Gross. That's gross. But that's apparently just me. So fuck it. I'll die on that goddamn hill. Watch
No,
me. Like,
it's not. It's not just you. But I loved how indignant you got about it.
It fucking bummed me out. Like, what's the goddamn thing over here? But yeah, what else is there? I saw a couple of kind of gross things like that, just weird. And again, it's just a lot of it's just because it's a scene that we're not necessarily plugged into.
Yeah,
but
people are trying to
like
sell their wares. People trying to buy and sell, man. It's big time.
But like a couple of the little kind of photo op things that we saw, like, oh, you're here to meet such and such. You look over and kind of see what's going on over there, and you're like, no, I don't want to be.
That's just a child.
I don't want to be part of anything you have over here. This is really gross. Let's go anywhere else, please. This is ooky. I told Tito at one point, we walked away from one of set of items. Again, no names. But I looked at Tito and I said, that was the grossest thing I've ever seen, and I've been stabbed before. That was terrible. I don't remember who did it, but somebody had these beaker creatures. Was a kind of a cool thing.
Yes.
Those were cool.
They were cool, and they were like, I've never seen a product more designed for a YouTube unboxing. To the point where, like, hey, we'll just sell you at the fucking stage. Just put your camera right in front of this thing and let it do its thing, and then go nuts, kids. But it's kind of cool. Like, it's a pretty neat gimmick, and the way it all works is pretty fun. And they were giving out cocktails at the booth too, which I fucking told Nicole, like, hey, I had an actual alcoholic beverage while I was on the toy floor. She goes, ooh, naughty boy in the city. I'm like, I know. But so they have, it's like all this like lab equipment type stuff, and it's like a bath bomb with a toy in it. So you open the box, you drop the thing in the little water. The little stage gimmick has 2 tubes of water, and you like push the pumps, and it fills the pumps, and like in a couple minutes dissolves, and you get a little figure. So like a little science, like a chemical reaction thing, and then you get to see the what little race is it? Oh, was it one of the super rare ones? So it's a fucking blind bag thing, but with a cool hook. That's kind of neat. That was kind of a fun thing we saw. There's just so much, and there's some pretty cool shit down like on that launch pad area, like kind of the first timers. Like these guys from Israel have these electrified Legos.
Yep, those
are
are
pretty
real
cool.
cool.
Like bricks that would carry a current through them. That was pretty cool.
Brixo. I'm Boaz from Brixo.
Yeah, I applaud from Brixo. That's the one. Yeah,
And somehow still compatible with normal Legos, too.
Yeah. Like, and the guy was building some pretty cool shit. And then one of his pretty cool shits got destroyed by a Japanese lady, and that was incredibly hilarious watching that happen.
What? I don't know if I heard this story.
Oh yeah, no, he made like a car and a robot, and he was kind of like racing the car and the robot across the aisle, and it was cool. And he picks it up and he brings it back and puts the car over again, and he gets halfway, and this Asian lady just steps on it and like explodes in all these pieces. And and someone goes, "Oh shit, it's Godzilla!" And I think she made a growl and walked away.
Yep, I remember that story now. The Godzilla part came back to me.
It was pretty great. And like all the shit we shot, Jose somehow managed to miss that moment.
And I had like cut the camera. I had cut my camera like maybe 2 seconds before it happened.
Yeah, I say Jose as if fucking there weren't 3 of us with cameras and nobody managed to fucking get it.
Well, because Jose was probably talking to Boaz from Brixo.
Boaz from Brixo. Shit.
You were all distracted by something else, and then not like we would have been able to use that video anyhow.
No, not at all.
Shit's racist.
But saw one booth that it just had a wall of little figures, maybe 2-3 inches tall, something like that, and they're just naked little boys with their cock and balls out, each one with a
Talk
different...
about that nude baby booth?
Yeah, the nude baby booth, yeah. Just different hats, like fruit-shaped hats, but just above all the little Peters out, like just Peters as far as the eye can see. And I'm like, this is fucking strange, but okay. Thanks, Japan.
I never actually saw that booth. I only saw the pictures you showed me.
I mean, like, I'm looking at the photo right now. There must be a fucking 120 of these damn things. Like, there's so many. Each one more naked out than the last. I said, hey, Nicole, which one do you want? Oh, get some of that fucking con swag.
The Launchpad, I feel, is a really cool concept, and it's essentially, if it's your first year at Toy Fair, you get stuck in the basement with the rest of the Launchpad, but it's kind of like, it's a very, very much an Artist Alley theme, or a vibe to it, where it's the up-and-comers trying to make a name for themselves. And if you're
stuck in the basement, but it was a really nice setup.
Yeah, and if you're a buyer looking for the hot new thing, like, that's where you go, because you could possibly jump onto something before it hits huge.
For sure.
And I think I would be, we're kind of, there's a lot at Toy Fair, and we're just there to shoot it, and we don't even really have a list of things we need to shoot. We're shooting. We're getting good shots. I would imagine as a buyer,
oh my God,
I would be pulling my hair out, because you're trying to win the lotto, essentially.
Yeah.
You're trying to hit that fucking winning number. You're trying to get 7. And
you're totally right.
You want to make sure you don't miss out on the cool stuff.
Yeah, no, you were absolutely right. I hadn't even thought about that, but it's yeah. Fucking crazy town.
I liked the Gentle Giant, the Marvel animated series little statues that were basically Scotty Young artwork.
Yeah, those are cool. They also had the little replica lunch boxes that were kind of dope.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
We had some good video of that, but it was a little long in the tooth to be able to include in a recap, but
yeah,
cool stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
They were little
kind of going off, showing some neat shit, and like I knew we couldn't use it, but I didn't want to cut them off either, because like because one, they were having a good time, too. I was fucking into it. I'm like, tell me more about this thing.
They're little replica, like old school 70s metal lunchboxes, about half the size of a Altoids box. And, the one they were showing us was Star Wars. And then you open it up, and there's a little replica thermos that is a pencil eraser.
Yeah,
right?
That's so fucking dope. Yeah, it was so cool. Yeah, like just... I mean, we could talk for days about all the wild shit that we saw, but it was just it was overwhelming in the best way. It was so much fun. Like, it was exhausting. I was so tired, but it was so fucking fun.
I was bummed I didn't get to see more of the show with you guys. I was definitely bummed that we didn't get to hit Hasbro at all, because that's Star Wars, that's Marvel, Transformers.
Yeah, they did the Power Ranger announcement of that thing too.
Power Rangers, yeah.
Yeah, all that big announcement came there that at the press event.
But I think our contact at the Toy Association is very happy with how everything worked out. So
I'm very glad.
Everyone we worked with at the Toy Association was so nice and so giving and hospitable. We got set up in this sweet fucking skybox office with a private bathroom overlooking the show floor.
Oh, it was so cool.
We had it all to ourselves, to the point where people were knocking on our door and asking to use our bathroom.
And like benevolent kings, we said, yay.
Yeah. And we sat there and we listened to everybody pee as they came in. We even
Yes, you may pee in our bathroom.
we even brought air freshener on the second day. So
That's right. Because
So-
we're nothing if not gentlemen.
if you're gonna drop a bomb, you can cover it up. You know, we had shots that we needed to hit and a few scheduled things, but otherwise we had free reign of that place. The only place that we were told that was off limits was Mattel, and we were able to get into Mattel. thanks to you guys wheeling and dealing. And I was actually able to go into Mattel and check that out with you guys, and that was the most of Toy Fair besides the last day with Jose that I got to see, and that was very cool.
I remember you were just like, I'm going to Mattel. I'm
Fuck
coming
yeah.
with you guys.
Fuck yeah, I am.
You're like, I'm not even bringing a camera.
Uh-oh, Jose, mute. I wonder if he, like, starts to talk, and then it just starts to static on him.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll get it fixed for next week.
But they had Mattel's got this Rocket League thing they're doing, like a real life Rocket League, like from RC cars, that
Right.
Are, battle thing.
With
Very cool.
with the arena.
With the arena, like the whole thing. I mean, it's fucking neat, but it's way too expensive. Like way too expensive.
And
like
you know, I've been thinking about that. It's cool visually, but like if you're a fan of Rocket League, that does nothing for you.
Yeah.
I feel
I'd rather
like you're
play
not-
Rocket League, probably.
Yeah, exactly. You're not being able to drive up the walls and do cool flips. It's not as intuitive as the actual video game is.
And it uses a phone app, which I don't love. Like
Which,
if
it
put
was
remote controls in it,
right,
that'd be one thing.
the phone app isn't such a big deal, like when you're doing like a BB-8 Sphero, but when you've got two different Rocket League cars, that means you have to have two different phones to be able to play.
Yeah, it's
so
kind of what it seems like.
But a cool idea and looked really fucking fun to play.
And
I
Rocket
just like
League's so fucking hot right now, so they'll sell a few of those.
Yeah, but it's such a high entry point, though.
Mary and I went to Toys R Us today, and as we're walking around, I'm pointing out like, "Oh, that's a Toy of the Year winner, and that's a Toy of the Year winner."
Right?
She's like, "Oh, Mr. Fancy Toy Expert over here." I was like, "Woman, I was a toy expert before I've been to Toy Fair."
But I got them creds.
Yeah, I think the fact that we kept communicating how big of a deal it was for all of us to go to Toy Fair, that really hit home with the Toy Association people.
Oh yeah, great.
Like the fact that we kept using the term bucket list.
I can't. We're just saying.
Yeah, Jose, you got to mute it, man. Maybe switch to the laptop mic for the rest of this. It's not going to sound great, but it'll sound better than that.
You were saying about how making a big deal out of it?
Yeah, the fact that we kept telling them that Toy Fair was a bucket list thing for all of us, and you know, we've been doing this podcast for over 10 years. You know, we started the website and we started doing videos and so on and so forth, and now we're here shooting Toy Fair officially is huge, and I think that really touched a few of them as like, you know, this isn't just a paycheck. This isn't just a job. Like we're into it.
Yeah, yeah. I think that
as much, if not maybe more, than the people in the Toy Association.
Yeah, I walk around like, how the fuck do I get to be in the Toy Association? I'm the chairman of this motherfucker.
Oh, you're a member of the Toy Association? You're a member of the Toy Association? Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Lee. You been to Image Anime? That shit's pretty dope. Oh, no? Oh, no? Oh, okay. I'll take your name tag. I'm in the Toy Association now.
Let me show you what I got some snapshots of my house. What do you got?
We actually we do all have name tags that say Toy Association on them now, or Toy Fair.
Yes, they do.
Toy Fair.
Kelly said to me at one point, I think it was Monday night, he's like, so do we have to give our name tags back? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, well, did Lee give his back? Or Lee or Tito give theirs back? And I was like, oh, no. So you can keep yours. it
Yeah,
wouldn't
there's
be
no fucking way.
it wouldn't be the first time that we've been asked to hand our name tags back over,
Womp womp.
but we weren't asked that.
Nope.
And these name tags actually said our actual names instead of video crew, except for Kelly's, whose name was spelled wrong.
And I didn't doubt for a second that you spelled it right.
I did doubt me for a second, but I had to go back and double check the email.
I know you.
I thought it
We're
was
gonna double and triple check it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So this was by far the best that you guys were ever treated at a show, right?
Yeah, I mean, the fact
Like
that
it was incredible how we were treated there.
the office and the bathroom, like, you can't top that. Really.
The fucking lunches.
Well, I mean, we've gotten lunch before, and that
But
was
like these were fancy.
that lunch was pretty fancy. It was good lunch. But you know, we've gotten fed before, so that's not a new thing. I miss the New York Comic Con breakfasts because those Javits Center breakfast sausages are fucking dope, and they would usually have it up in the same area that we were.
Okay.
So not having breakfast was, you know, I wouldn't say a drawback, but we had to adjust after that first day. But the private office with the private bathroom and the fact that we weren't beholden to a crazy schedule or shot list, even though it was a huge show and it was a lot of work, might have been one of the most stress-free shows that we've shot in our career.
And everyone was super cool, too.
Yeah. If I were them, I would look sideways at us. But like, you're right though. Not just the Toy Association, but the exhibitors, everyone we encountered was happy to see us, happy to talk to us, and definitely happy to be on camera and demo their products.
Yeah, fucking pulling us out of the fucking aisles, like the chick from Goliath game. Shout out to Sherry from the Goliath game. She was awesome. Like,
Yeah,
super awesome.
Oh, she was great.
Jose's on mute right now, but you guys got to tell the story about the chick that jumped out at you.
That's her. That's Sherry.
Yeah, that's her.
Oh, that was her. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a different. It was a different chick, but I do remember you guys talking about Goliath games.
We were at the Goon booth, doing something or whatever, just kind of getting some B-roll, kind of hanging out, because they had like a big giveaway that they were doing, and she's like waiting in another booth, like across the aisle, like just kind of like so she can see both doors, so she knows where we're gonna come out.
Jose said she was hiding.
Just as we were about to start shooting, she comes up to me and is like, "Hey, what you guys doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, we're shooting for Toy Fair." And she's like, "Oh, you guys want to come over and shoot our booth when you're done?" I'm like, yeah, we'll look. I don't know if we can fit it into the schedule, but yeah, probably. And I said we'll come find you later.
And she meant like later, like immediately later. And that was right across from the big tie booth too. So I turned around for 2.5 seconds. I looked up and they were just fucking gone, because like she snatched them up immediately and showed us all the really cool shit they're making over there, including a Legends of the Hidden Temple card game that I cannot wait to get my hands on. So I gotta email her, as a matter of fact. She's like, "Email me, I'll send you a big box of stuff." I'm like, "Great." So I gotta do that.
Yeah, that was one of the rules, is we couldn't specifically ask for freebies, but if they're willing to give us freebies, we can take them.
Damn right.
We're leaving the Mattel showroom, and the guy's like, "Oh, you guys want to take a gift bag?" And you guys descended on the gift bags, and each grab one, and we're like, "Oh, nice. You want one?" I was like, "It's cool. 4 gift bags is enough. We can share the 4 gift bags. You know, I don't want to look.
I think I was just so shocked that he was like, "You guys can have some." I was like, "Really?"
Yeah, and I brought back a whole bunch of stuff to give to a lady that runs the daycare my son goes to, and she was all about it. Like, this, I gotta be a fucking hero. I got to have that Tito experience. Tito does that shit all the time. Fucking being like mid-year Santa Claus. It was great. It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, some real cool stuff in those 4 bags.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Cool shit.
Like, I built the little Lego Pikachu or Mega Block Pikachu that we got. That was cool.
Yep, I gave it to Zoe. She fucking still hasn't built it yet. I'm about to snatch it up and do it my goddamn self. Look. This looks like fun, okay? I didn't have to give you shit, kid.
Yeah, those Mega Block Pokemon look pretty great.
Yeah, and like as good as they looked last year, they look better now. Like,
Yeah.
They were pretty cool the first wave, but these new ones are awesome. Like the Mew has a little clear pink bubble. Like it's just fucking really cool. I'm digging it. I'm digging it a lot. All right, anything else before we move on to comics and getting the hell out of here?
If
You had a
what
story,
was-
guys.
Yeah, Jose's on mute right now. He would tell the story better because he actually kind of got accosted by this chick. So Tuesday, final day of the show, it was just me and Jose running around. So we were hitting some of the trends, B-roll. We were getting testimonials from exhibitors. I got to see a good portion of the show on Tuesday. And then towards the end of the day, we're getting some slide shots. You know, we had gotten this new sweet-ass slide for this show and for future shows and didn't get to use it nearly as much as we wanted to. So towards the end of the day Tuesday, we're getting some lobby shots, and we were going to go outside and get some exterior shots. Lee and I got some slides on Sunday, I believe.
Yeah.
But we needed more. So inside, shooting some shit, and I think Jose wandered off at some point, and I see this situation arise. I see a happening, and I see like someone who looked official hollering for someone to call security or whatever, and then I look
good.
and then I look over, and this black lady is on her phone shooting Facebook Live as a few dudes in suits are ushering her out of the building, and she's ranting about something because she's on Facebook Live. So they get her out, and I think nothing of it. Past that, I was, Jose comes back, and I was like, some shit just went down. So eventually, we move outside. You guys remember where those little cop cars were, the little smart cars?
Oh yeah.
So we're set up right in front of those and shooting a slide. And here she comes. She rolls up on us and starts talking our ear off about why they kicked her out. And apparently, she's press. I would like to see that credential, first and foremost. And I moved the slide at one point, and Jose was stuck with her. So he knows more of the story than I do. So hopefully I get it right. He's still on mute. I don't know if he's coming back or not. But she claimed that there was an edict amongst all of the big companies to not display any Black Panther merchandise. And she was claiming that Toy Fair was racist. And she had flyers that said the toy industry is racist. And she also told the story about, you remember the guy who invented the Super Soaker? He was a black guy and apparently got his design stolen and whatnot. She was talking about that and how he was banned from Toy Fair. And how she was just wondering, like, she had planned on bringing Black Panther cosplayers up there and got shut down.
She probably should have just stopped by the Funko booth and just found out her whole argument was wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
And second of all, like, Hasbro has a lot of that license, so you're going to see that stuff over at the Hasbro Center. And also, the movie's out, so they're not pushing... that shit you would have seen last year or at Comic-Con is the Black Panther merchandise that's coming out. Because that's out. It's out now. Like, they don't need to show that here. And she was all full of conspiracy theories. She said she talked to some of the exhibitors off the record that told her that they were told not to put out any Black Panther merchandise. And she started going into it like, I don't understand. How could they do that? It's the biggest movie in the country. How do they not have any Black Panther merchandise? She's like, I haven't seen the movie yet. Sue me. I don't really.
I really hope she was like talking to the DC booth and like, yeah, told us not to put out any Black Panther stuff.
She's like, I don't really like comics. I'll see the movie eventually because everybody's pressuring me, but you know.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Oh, she was off her fucking rocker to the point where I'm watching the footage back of the slide, and she told Jose at one point that the whole slide setup would change her life in regards to her Oscar experience. Implying
I'm sorry.
Implying that she covers the Oscars and she could really use a slide for that.
Okay.
She hands Jose one of these flyers that said the toy industry is racist, and then either security or a cop comes out, and she takes it back from Jose because, you know, he has a toy industry name tag on, and he doesn't want to get fucking, you know, banned from Toy Fair.
No.
But she was cuckoo bananas. I would be surprised if she had any sort of press pass, any sort of credentials whatsoever. And you can't just show up to Toy Fair and bring some fucking cosplayers and make a scene. You know, you can't do that.
No.
Like just like at a Comic-Con, you can't just set up in a corner with your lights and your tripod and charge people for cosplay pictures.
That's fucking weird, man.
It was weird. Not the weirdest thing we ever seen at the Javits, but it wouldn't be a New York trip without some sort of crazy person going wild. The best was when 100% when she was like, "Yeah, you know, I haven't even seen the movie." Like, woman, we saw the movie.
I'm only willing to die on this hill so much.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And back to when you said that we were riding in Ubers all weekend and we had no problems whatsoever. Let me add an addendum to that.
Okay.
So the plan was leave for the airport at 11 a.m. on Wednesday. Jose and I stayed in our room. Destiny and the boyfriend stayed in the other. And it's getting late, and it's like, okay, we need to say goodbye to them, and we need to peace out of here. So we're waiting for them. And then it's finally like, okay, let's meet them in the lobby. Fine. We meet them in the lobby, and then we go outside. So I get on the phone, and I hail an Uber. And I see Jose and Destiny, and dude's near me, and we got all of our bags, and I'm looking at the Uber, and it shows 2 minutes. I holler at Jose. Uber will be here in 2 minutes. I look down. Him and Destiny are gone.
Oh.
And his bags are sitting right here, and it's just me and the boyfriend, and they fucking have smoke bombed out of there. So I have the boyfriend grab Jose's bags just so we can keep them all together, and the Uber's almost here, so I'm moving down the sidewalk, and I see the Uber, and he calls me, and I see the license plate, and I know that it's him. He calls me, I'm on the phone with him, and then I wave at him. So I'm assuming everything's cool. He starts pulling up. These two white motherfuckers hop into this Uber, and he drives off. And I'm standing there with 6 fucking bags, and no Jose in sight. So I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? What the fuck am I supposed to do?
But no, you can't. Wait. Like, the whole Uber experience is dictated by the app.
You're right.
So how the fuck did they just get in and go?
So I'm standing there, and because it's midday, midtown Times Square traffic, he doesn't get very far. But I see them go about halfway down the block, and these 2 white people get out, and then Jose reappears at some point, and I tell him what happened. I said, some motherfuckers got in our Uber, and I've already canceled the Uber at this point because I'm not paying for their fucking ride.
Hell no.
To JFK. So Jose goes and finds the Uber, and then we drag all of our bags. He flags him down, stops him, and then he waves down for us to come down there. So we drag all of our bags down there. And I'm fucking livid. Because we're already late. We're already late to leave for the airport. It's almost 11:30 by this point. And those minutes are crucial getting to the airport in New York. So I roll up and the guy was like, "Did you see me wave?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Then why'd you drive off when those other people got in the car?" He's like, I thought they were with you." It's like, "What the fuck? What? They obviously weren't, because they eventually got out. You know, you guys rode in Ubers with us all weekend. You saw that the process is the Uber driver, either when you get in the car or when they roll down the window, they ask what your name is. They confirm your name to confirm the ride."
You Joe's?
No, Jose.
Yeah, Jose. Yeah, Joe's.
So he's like, "Oh," he's very apologetic, and I'm like, I don't fucking care about your goddamn apology. And he's like, "Well, just, go into the app and contact the help center." I'm like, what? What am I supposed to do? Because he's trying to get me to recall him. So I call another Uber, and it's a complete. I'm standing next to his car. I call another Uber, and it's a completely different car.
Sure.
Of course. So then I cancel that one. And then another one pops up, and it's the same car as this guy. I'm like, okay, finally, we fucking got this, dude. We start loading our shit up, and the guy's like, no, it's not you. So there was another guy across the street with the same car.
Oh my god.
That same very Middle Eastern name, a very similar Middle Eastern name, and a Toyota Sienna. But I didn't notice that part. I just noticed the Toyota Sienna, and these guys right fucking here. I'm like, fuck. So finally we got in the other guy's car and got to the airport.
Yeah, that guy sucked.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck, guy? You just, call the help center. I'm like, how about fuck you? The mistake was flagging him down and trying to get back in his Uber, because at one point I was trying to figure out how we're supposed to get back in his car, get his ride. I'm like, okay, how about this? How about $40 cash? He was like, "Oh, no cash." I'm like, yeah, whatever. Because if he would have gone for $40 cash, we would have loaded up right there.
Oh, that's funny.
And I got charged $8 for the ride.
Really?
But Uber refunded it. I was like, This dude picked up two people that were not me. But did get charged a cancellation for that other guy that I canceled. Jesus. What a clusterfuck.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Super smooth weekend. Until that Uber ride. Yeah.
Goddamn, son. That's brutal. Just brutal.
I waved at you, motherfucker. You called me and I waved at you, and you drive past and let these two other honkies get in.
That doesn't even make sense.
It's like all the crackers look the same.
It doesn't make sense on his part or their part.
No.
Damn colonizers.
That's just not how that shit works. Fucking colonizers, am I right?
Yeah. I see them get in, and he drives off. So at one point, I'm like, I'm not sure if that was my Uber or not. But then I see them 50 yards down the road getting out of the car. Get the fuck out of my Uber.
That is so fucking strange.
But we home, and all the videos are done. Well,
nice.
We still owe them 4 more videos, but those are for a later date. But the big thing was we needed to do 2 recaps for them by the time their new website launches on March 1st, and we're all signed off on those.
Hell yeah, man.
A lot of it is footage that we've already previously used, but with such a tight deadline, it's hard to go through all that footage. So it's just easier to pull shit that we've already got. But it's such a weird situation to submit a video to a client and them to not offer any sort of changes or corrections or opinions and just be like, yeah, looks great. Fucking let's wrap these up.
I'm so happy for you. That's great.
It's so weird. Kim's great though. Kim's awesome. We at the end of the show, it's me and Jose and Kim and one of the other Toy Association ladies, the one that was watching the T-Rex video with us in the office.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, okay.
They come in. They're super stoked. We got high fives. We got hugs. They complimented how great our team was, how great our work was, how quick we were, and yeah. So keep the dates open for next year, boys.
Hell yeah, son.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Kim was the best. She was awesome.
She's super cool, man. She's got that mom instinct, but she's she kept asking us if we were eating.
Yeah, she did. She's like, you guys staying hydrated?
Making sure we were eating, but like she's super chill, and we knew from the few times that we interacted with her at like Playfair and stuff that we'd work well together. Sometimes that first impression doesn't necessarily translate to a working relationship, but it hasn't changed one bit. She's super
That's
chill.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fucking blast, man. And fucking thanks for bringing us out.
Yeah, thank you guys.
You guys don't even try and thank us. You guys helped us out a great deal. It was the least we can do. We were telling Kim afterwards. We were like, yeah, like these guys are our friends. Like we work on a nerd website together. We're all huge toy nerds. Like bringing them out here was a bucket list for everybody. And, they know what we do. They know what we've been doing, so they jump into it real quick. And we didn't have to fucking pay them either. So next year we'll see if we can make that happen. No promises.
Lee and I are just going to go spend that money at that toy at Image Anime, right?
Hey, whatever.
Just buy a gift certificate at that place, and we'll just call it even.
That'd be cool.
That's awesome. It was a fucking blast, man. It was really, really great. It was so fun. So yeah, let's talk about a couple comic books. Get the fuck out of here. Just to say we did.
The problem with comic books is the ink comes off on your hands. Every time you turn the page, you have to wash your hands.
Jose muted his mic and then said, "Peace."
Not Jose.
I suggested that he switch over to the laptop mic, and he's like, "Okay, mute. Goodbye. I'm gonna go poop now."
I respect it. I respect that move.
The private bathroom did so much for my mental and physical well-being.
Yeah, I turned into like a shit camel.
Yes,
at these things.
Yes, 100%.
To where not shit for like an entire day.
Yeah,
to where I'm clogging the hotel toilet the next morning, and being able to shit whenever, and if you need that second wipe, you don't have to make another walk all the way over to the fucking bathroom or deal with crowded Javits bathrooms or piss-covered seats. Yeah, it was so sweet.
It was nice being able to be just like a normal human being at these shows, being able to like eat and shit like as though we are normal human beings. Because so many of these cons, it's like you don't poop, and then because you don't want to poop, you just don't eat anything.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's totally right. Yeah, it's the most physically comfortable I've been by a wide margin.
We got breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and pooped and peed whenever we wanted. It was awesome.
Yeah, I remember walking around with Tito. I remember telling him like there was a time not long ago when I was talking to Nicole. Like I think my fucking big con days might be behind me. But they was all like this,
right?
Oh, they're outside of Toy Fair. They're behind me. Yeah, like, I can't go back to a normal con after this. Like, I just can't do it.
And it's not even just the bathroom. Like, it's
the people and the food and the smells and the sights and fucking. I can't do a normal convention anymore.
We kept joking.
They're just full of monster people.
me, Jose, and Tito kept joking that you motherfuckers roll up to your first Javits Center convention in New York, and you've got a private office and a private bathroom and catered lunch.
Yeah, well, I am happy to reap the rewards of your work.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. That's great. All right, so fucking let's do this real quick. So, I've been a big fan of this Defenders book from the very beginning. It's been one of my favorite Marvel books, favorite team books. And so they had the last issue came out this week, and it seemed like the next to last issue at best.
Yeah.
Like a really abrupt ending. It ends on this big like double page splash of like the Defenders and some of their superhero buddies like ready to go fight the Hood and his guys, and it's like the end. Like, wait, what? The end? Like, we're not gonna get to see them fight. There's not gonna be a resolution to this. We're just meant to assume they win. Like, that's kind of weird.
You know, oddly enough, I think I would have been happier if not this issue, but the one before was the last issue.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, I would.
Because like we didn't need any of this shit with the Hood. Because it all led up to an anticlimax where it's like, here comes the big fight. No, see you never.
And I liked the Hood a lot. I was excited to see him come back, but it just didn't go anywhere.
It wasn't needed at all.
No. And like, who the fuck's in that Ronin suit?
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Okay, so not just me. Okay.
I love Ronin,
that
man.
Just Bendis being like, here's everyone I've ever made.
No, I like Ronin. I just remember who it is. It's not Hawkeye. It's not Maya.
No, I have no idea who it is anymore.
It was someone else after that, wasn't it?
I only knew of those two.
Maybe you're right. I gotta look it up. I'm very interested to see how that was. If anybody knows. But it's a great image. It's a super fucking rad image. But just weird that's it. And like and not
super rushed.
And not even like putting another team on an issue 11 is a weird move.
Yeah, no, that was just the end.
So weird. So weird. But, you know, otherwise, boy, what a great run. This rock solid. For the fuck of it, I did check out this Doctor Strange Damnation thing.
Okay.
Just because I'm reading Doctor Strange and I'm reading Scarlet Spider, which apparently is going to be crossing over into this, which makes sense.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Because he lives in Vegas. So if they didn't, I'd be bummed out. So like, it's not a huge additional investment for me, and you know, so I'm like, all right, cool, fuck it, I'll check it out. It looks really neat. It's Donnie Cates doing the artwork, and basically
he's writing.
Thought, shit. I was Nick Spencer's co-writing. It's Rod Reyes. Yeah. So it's got this really kind of weird, sketchy vibe to it. I read the names on the front in the wrong order, but you're totally right. It's Rod Reyes.
Rod Reyes is awesome.
Oh,
I'm almost positive that's Ivan Reyes' dad.
Really?
There is some relation. I want to say it's his dad. I could be wrong on that.
Huh.
I'll look that up.
All right. So the story is some of the Avengers are in Vegas talking about, oh man, remember that thing nobody talked about where a bunch of people got killed in Vegas because of Secret Empire? That was really shitty. And Doctor Strange shows up, newly kind of rejazzed after his got his mojo back story in the main book. And like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna go deep. I'm gonna use some really intense magic and shit, and I'm gonna fix Vegas. And so he like fucking, you know, IG Magini's and Vegas is back, and the people that died are not dead anymore. And I think it might have been Thor that's like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, you know you can't just do that and have like no consequences, right? And it's like, I'm Doctor Strange, bitch. And then out of nowhere, this giant like tower comes up from hell, and it's Mephisto's casino, and shit kind of pops off from there. And it was actually pretty fucking cool. It was fun. I like a good Mephisto Doctor Strange joint. And so, you know, the idea being, hey, I was dropped just buckets of sinners, and you fucking stole them. That's not cool. And then Doctor Strange's ghost dog buddy goes and hollers at Wong because he needs help, and so they assemble the teams. It's going to be like Blade and Moon Knight and Ghost Rider and Man-Thing showing up in Vegas to help fight demons. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm into this. Let's have more of this. I'm down. So it was actually pretty cool. I liked it a lot. What else? That's I'll talk about for now. Let's see. Oh no, fuck that. I'll talk about Batman 41 right quick, because Batman 41 is the goddamn truth.
Oh, that's great.
Oh man. Oh, it's so good. You got this. I don't remember seeing Michael Janin on anything before these Bat books, and
he did Justice League Dark for a bit, and then jumped over to Grayson.
Oh, okay. Maybe I did see him on Grayson then. I remember when that book was a thing, being that it looked really, really good. But it looks amazing. Like, it looks so good. So, hook of this is that for reasons that we do not yet know, Poison Ivy has managed to assert her control over seemingly everyone alive, with the exception of Batman and Catwoman now, because he inoculated them to her powers. And that's pretty nuts. Like, on the one hand, it's like the notion of Poison Ivy as a world level threat is weird, but it kind of works. Like, I really, there's a great moment where the Ivy possessed Alfred is talking shit to Batman and Bruce Wayne, and he fucking hauls off to punch him, and out of nowhere, Flash runs in the way and gets punched instead. And so she's like, you want to do it again? There's like a lot more Flashes. It's totally cool. We can do this all day. I thought that was kind of funny. But I'm in. I'm on board for this. But that should be surprising to nobody because I've become a huge Tom King mark in the past year or so. So, yeah, please, more of that. Thank you and goodbye. Fucking really, really good. That's all I got. What you got, Kelly?
Today I read the first 2 trades of the current Justice League of America book.
All right.
Goddamn, if that book isn't great.
Okay.
I stayed away from it for a long time because Lobo's in it, and I fucking hate Lobo. But that book is a lot of fun.
All right.
And really, I'm really even more excited to read even further in it because I discovered that Aztec the Ultimate Man shows up. And
what the fuck?
Fuck yeah, Aztec. Love that guy.
He's an OMAC, but he'll do it in a pinch, I guess.
Yeah. And then they also fight Prometheus in an upcoming arc. That's already out, but I haven't read. And Prometheus is great. So it's pretty much just Steve Orlando doing his best Grant Morrison Justice League cover.
Oh, all right.
So I'm into that. That's great. What else have I read recently?
I almost picked Lobo for my football team.
Hey!
That's a solid pick for football.
And then he's on mute again.
I can't even remember what I read recently.
Yeah,
nothing this week was like super, super great.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird week, and I'm like not even caught up anyway because didn't get to read much. So yeah, it was a weird week. And there's a million comics coming out tomorrow, so I gotta make some choices. Like all the Transformers books are coming out tomorrow. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I like how they're dumping both a new issue of Optimus Prime and the annual of Optimus Prime in the same week.
Yeah, and Lost Light and the Visionaries book. Like,
yeah,
I'm
that
into
Visionaries
it.
book has been real good.
I'm into it because I love all that shit, but it's a lot at once.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else? Oh, okay. Oh, not a thing that I read, but a thing that I watched. I'm going to recommend that you all stay far, far away from the Batman and Harley Quinn animated feature.
I saw that Kerouac was forcing you to watch that.
Oh my god, yeah. Kerouac came in town last weekend. Had a fine time. It was great. And it's like, oh, you got to see this movie. And I'm down for a bad movie, right? Bad movies are fun. But I did not expect it to be this bad. Like, it's just weirdly tone deaf. And, like, at some point, like, Harley ties Nightwing to a bed and fucks him. Like,
oh.
Yeah, it's really uncomfortable. And there's not one, but 2 musical numbers back to back. And the dances that they do are very, very limited to repeat loops. And, like, even the animation is, like, not great. Like, Batman goes from being, like, barrel-chested, Bruce Timm style Batman in one shot to being, like, a $130 soaking wet in another shot. Like, it's really inconsistent the way that he looks. And it's just fucking bad. It's shitty and stupid. Would not recommend. So, there's that. You got anything nice?
No, just working on my football teams right now.
Yeah, I threw my DC team up. My DC team is done. So I'm in the books. I'm good.
When did you do that? Just now?
No, maybe a half hour ago.
Okay, good. Because I've been refreshing consistently, trying to make sure that nobody steals my shit.
Yeah, I think I'm good. But we got a lot of fucking teams all of a sudden. 6, 9, 12. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. So yeah, if by all means, please do check out the population group on Facebook, or just go right to the website at @zinc.org, that ATZINC.org/sports. Sign up, and we'll talk about the brackets next week, and then you can start emailing in your fucking logic, because it's gonna be a fun March, you guys. I'm very excited about it.
Some of that March Madness.
Some of that March Madness, but with football. It could have been timed better. But that's okay. That's all right. Fucking into it.
We already did basketball, so.
We already did basketball. I can't wait till we get to fantasy curling. Next year. It's going to be a hoop.
Oh, man, we could throw together some good curling teams.
I suggested after the basketball league that at some point I want us to do, like, not necessarily a sport, but like a game. So, like, 2-on-2 superhero ping pong. Something that's not necessarily crazy athletic, but
Magic
still
the Gathering.
So, yeah, something.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Something where you have to. It's not just the most athletic or the most powered.
Yeah, that'd be fucking great. That'd be fucking great. All right, yeah. But that's great. But now, actual fantasy football. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, email us popcast@PanelsOnPages.com. Leave us a voicemail 616-951-1POP, and we'll do it all again next week, because we just do. We've been doing this shit for 9 years. Like, dude, hell, our anniversary is actually coming up next month.
Yeah, March 6th would be our 9-year anniversary.
Yeah, how about that shit? That's a long time. We've done some pretty cool shit because of this thing. It's been fun. So yeah, for Jason Nyes, Jose Guzman, and Kelly Harris, I'm the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez, and we'll talk to you fools next week at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central at youtube.com/panelsonpages. Night. Love you. Bye-bye.
That was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good, though.
It could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get him away!
Hey, boo!
Boo! Boo!